All right. Cheers, man. It's been too fucking long. This is actually your third appearance on the show, and the first one we were actually appearing on camera.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one we had no camera, huh?
Yeah, you're old school enough that you're audio only.
We took a picture. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a really cool setup you got here now compared to the first time where I was on a kitchen table with a doily. Are we live? Is this happening?
Oh, yeah, we're recording. We are definitely recording now.
I apologize for my language.
Doily? That is really fucking offensive.
I'm sorry that I called you a doily. I know that's a Jewish thing.
You're going to end up like your heroes. End up like your fucking heroes.
Look what I'm wearing. Cancel Rain and Bozio, however you want to pronounce it. He hates it, but we're trying to get him canceled.
He does it to himself. That is official and Now We Drink merch available at the merch store.
Bing. The thing is, apparently it's a good thing to get yourself canceled these days.
On one hand, I kind of agree because you have to be famous enough to actually for anyone to give a fuck to cancel you.
Right. But you have to get famous first before getting canceled. Otherwise, it doesn't work out.
Yeah. People are like, cancel that dude. And they're like, who?
Who is that? Why? Who cares? One viewer on your live stream. Like, that's my life. That's why I stopped doing Twitch. So I would be playing and I'm trying to act out like, whoa, there's a really cool scene here. Nothing. Like one friend would jump on like, hey, dude.
I would jump on your live streams when I was around.
I know. It was you and two other people. One of them was my cousin just doing me the favor. He wasn't even watching. He just put it on and put the phone to the side.
He's just like Lark.
He doesn't even watch it. He's like, oh, yeah, here, I'll set it up to help Eddie out and do my own gaming, because that's usually what I'm spending my free time in is gaming. And my work time. All the time. Gaming. That's what I'm doing now.
And still running a podcast occasionally.
Oh, yeah, I think there's a podcast happening.
I mean, besides the one you're on right this second.
Are we on a podcast?
No, we're just hanging out in my living room. Very, very lit.
Very lit. I smoked some really good Saints joints. All right.
We're just getting the plugs right out of the way.
Saints joints. They've been supporting the podcast since day one, man. And just sending me collector's boxes. That's all they're sending me. But they've been supporters of the podcast since day one. I can't really say much more.
He doesn't have the words for it.
I don't have the word. No, I'm not allowed to say certain things. So, thank you for having me back on the show, dude. I appreciate it. More Buffalo Trace down the gullet. We're gonna say some things you're not supposed to say.
Speak for yourself. I'm gonna continue to say things like I always do. So if anyone, I should be the canceled one, probably.
Maybe soon. We'll see.
As soon as I get my SEO in order.
Yeah, but you got to make it right. You got to make sure you pick whatever you're going to get canceled on. You have to make sure that you do it on a special day for that thing that you're going to, make fun of, depending on what it is, race, gender, whatever.
How about the Irish on St. Patrick's Day? That'd be very.
But I like St. Patrick's Day. I am from Jersey, man. We used to celebrate it.
I'm from Chicago. We used to have two parades. There used to be two St. Patrick's Day parades. There was the official city parade, and then there was the South Side parade, which was basically just a riot.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I used to go to the one in Savannah sometimes. In Savannah, Georgia. I would make the drive up from Miami because they dye the river green and shit. And, it's terrible for the environment, but it looked cool. And, just go party, get some drinks, meet some strangers. Like the good old days. Can't do that much anymore.
I mean, you can. It's just, you might die over it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth dying over, to be honest.
I don't know if going to pro wrestling on mushrooms is worth dying over, but here we are.
Hey, man, I'm a man of the people. I like to provide. So, shrooms were mentioned. I was like, well, I just so happen to have some.
No, you 100% made the night much more enjoyable for me.
I know you're not a wrestling fan. I was surprised you wanted to go. I'm happy you went though, because you're a friend, and I enjoy hanging out and doing things that I enjoy. Even, wrestling is something that it's a big part of my life now, apparently. So I'm into it. I go to the live shows. I'll go support. I have friends that are doing the thing, and I gotta be there for the boys.
Yeah, I was an old school like ECW mark back in the day, but since finding MMA, I just kind of like interest in pro wrestling went down, and it's just like I was there for the hang with my friends.
Right. Well, that happened to me too with MMA for a while. I missed a bunch of like the big names that everybody's freaking out about now, like CM Punk and John Cena. I missed all that. I wasn't there for John Cena's big run, so to me, John Cena's just the dude from the movies who's really funny. And I went back because of local independent shows. Like, that's what got me back into, like, all right, well, if the local shows are this good, there's got to be something good happening on a bigger scale. And that's when I found like New Japan and, got back into WWE and
I'm sorry about the WWE stuff.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's been bad for 20 years.
No, it was going good for a bit, man. And they do this thing where they build up stuff that makes me interested, and then right before, it's like blue balls every time. It's like, oh, right before you're edging me, and Vince
McMahon's been edging you for 20 years.
Yeah, Vince McMahon has been edging me for 20 years, and I'm over it. I'm done. Like, I'm gonna go.
It's no longer your kink.
I'm not into it anymore. I'm not into it. I like it rougher now, like in AEW or New Japan, they're strong style. I like it rough now.
See, I had fun at the show, but it was just, at the end of the day, it was just kind of like, I'm not invested in any of these storylines.
Right.
And the problem for me, I don't know if you heard me talking about it the night of, but it's like, when you have actual MMA fighters in your promotion, it's really hard for me to suspend disbelief that they're going to possibly lose.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't think Josh has lost a match in a while. Barnett.
Well, he books himself most of the time, so.
Yeah. He's
notoriously, bookers don't lose. Notoriously.
He's the war master. He can't lose. When he loses, the battle is over. Get it? So I think he'll do it proper when he does retire, where he'll go out on his shield like they do. Go out on your back. That's what they say. So I don't know.
They say that in a lot of industries.
Yeah, go out on your back. I feel that I've started this podcast weird, and I want to apologize to your listeners. I'm not who you think I am. That's all I'm going to say.
Wait.
Sorry, I've been smoking too much weed. No,
You're an impersonator, Eddy?
I'm an impersonator. I've been dealing with this, that I have impostor syndrome, dude. Whenever I'm in a situation, most of the time I tell myself that I don't belong there. When I shouldn't be saying that, because that makes it negative. That makes me think of it as a negative situation. Where I should be is just, hey, I'm here. This is part of the deal, But lately, and I would say within the last 2 years, that's become more and more of a problem, where I'm like, man, what the fuck? Why am I thinking that? I don't know.
Brain damage.
Brain damage. I have a lot of it. I have had multiple accidents in my life. I'm actually recovering from one as of now, and I'm feeling better. But yeah, there's definitely brain damage. Jumping off of a stage, landing on my head, that happens.
Rough sex.
I don't know. I don't like getting hurt during sex.
But it happens sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's a kink, and I'm not shaming anybody that's into it. I'm just, I don't like the pain receival. Like, you usually see it in movies and shit, where like whenever there's a character that's all trying to be over sexualized or something like that, they give him a kink, like, the nipple twisting or whatever, spanking. Like, I'm not like putting the thing in the mouth. I'm not into that. I can't deal that doesn't do anything for me. So, but I did discover what I am into, which is nice, because for years, like my early 20s, where I was whoring around, I was in a band, Mohawk, doing the thing. I always felt like I needed to do whatever it took to get laid. And that meant accommodating to the lady and her desires of whatever the fuck she's into just to get in her pants. You know what I mean? Whereas but it never felt like my own shit. Like I was just doing it for her, and like that's fine, that's cool. But I just never really found what I was into until I discovered that, certain things that a little choking, a little bit of grabbing, like that's nice. I didn't even know I liked that. You know what I mean?
I don't understand how you didn't know you like that. Before we got on air, you're like, I like stretching people out.
Yeah.
And you've been like, I've been like stretching people out since high school.
I've been hurting people for a long time.
How did you not put 2 and 2 together here? How did you take that long to figure that out, Eddie?
I used to go to mosh pits just to mosh. It didn't even matter what band was playing, dude. I had 4 buddies from high school, and we would buy matching fucking jumpsuits with combat boots. All right, and we would like just put patches on them and shit, and we had mouth guards. We had mouth guards, and we would just go in the pit, and we weren't there to hurt anybody. What we were doing was like having fun, causing chaos a little bit, but not hurting. And then occasionally we would spot somebody being an asshole, and we would kick his ass. That was the deal. Somebody's being a jerk. Somebody knocks somebody down, doesn't pick them up. Somebody is like purposefully trying to hurt someone, like grabbing somebody's head or trying to kick it or some shit like that.
Always the skinhead in the fucking pit.
Right. Interfere. That was it. It was a bunch of Cuban boys just trying to control the pit a little bit, but also incite some excitement, get people running around. I did a lot of that shit. And I don't even know how I fell into that world, but they just invited me one day. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go. And it was, I don't know. I did a lot of moshing in my day. I can't say that 40-year-old Eddie is stoked about how his body feels every time he wakes up.
I know that pain. Oh.
But I've been trying to stretch. I do a lot of stretching now, little yoga stuff. I used to do it a lot more when I was younger, man.
Were you on that Ddp Yoga?
No, I tried. It works, I'll tell you. I tried a little bit. I tried it for like a month, and I just stopped. I don't know why I stopped.
Did it make you stop drinking? Is that why?
No. I don't think I have a drinking problem.
Well, obviously it's not a problem.
No, I just I've had this conversation with my wife because it is a thin line between like what we do in our drinking and falling into alcoholism, like despair. Well,
it's like the fine line between insanity and genius.
Right. And I'm already dealing with that on my own. And then I also, I do manage though. My body does manage to just like, if I don't want to drink anymore, I can stop, and I'll stop for months. And then later on, like, oh, well, I'll take a shot. Like I don't want to do hard drugs. I don't want to do fucking heroin or fentanyl, any of that shit. But I'm going to smoke weed. And if somebody offers me shrooms, I'll do some shrooms, and, if I'm an adult, if I want to do coke one more time,
hopefully not laced with fentanyl.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't do coke in LA.
Nope. Well, you can. I have 3 Narcan kits in the fucking fridge. I really do. For someone who does not do cocaine at all, I do have 3 Narcan kits in the fridge.
Should you be saying this on camera?
That I have Narcan kits? That I don't do cocaine? Yes, I can say I don't do cocaine on camera.
All right.
I'm not into coke. Not into it.
No, I was just wondering what the is that like? I don't know what that is. Like, can you buy that at like Walmart?
I got it from some dude that a friend knew. That
sounds shady as fuck, dude.
It could be. I mean, they could be bad Narcan kits. Someone's gonna OD in here. I'm gonna be like, my bad.
No, that sounds shady as fuck. I would throw that out. I don't know.
I don't do opiates either. It's for guests.
Right, but you don't want to kill a guest.
Well, I don't want them to die of an OD, so we're gonna gamble a little.
Just a little bit of a gamble. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I mean,
they're sealed.
No. I'm blessed that my body is able to unplug from a connection like that. Like cocaine, I used to do a lot of it, and now I'm fine. I don't need it back. There's energy drinks. There's coffee. I that does the same shit to me. It just wakes me up, makes me hyper.
Makes you want to write a screenplay.
Yeah, exactly. I have 4 books that I'm writing. It's not even a joke. I'm writing 4 books.
What the fuck are you writing 4 books about?
I have 2 novels that I'm writing that are like One of them is a suspense thriller about the Mandela effect. It's a pretty interesting story. I've shopped it to a few people that like it, that are like writers on TV shows. They were like, "Oh shit, like I need a writer because I suck at writing. I'll write it out, but it's gonna sound like a fucking kindergartner on acid." You know, like I suck at writing. I have good ideas. When I put it down on paper, somebody else can like edit that, make it sound better, please. So I don't sound like a autistic, like I might have autism. I don't know. I haven't got checked out. Help! I'm just kidding.
I'm the wrong guy to help you out there.
No, I'm kidding.
Autistic. I got it.
You got it.
I diagnosed you right here on air.
Thanks, guys. It's all your fault. I'm just kidding.
He's autistic.
I'd like to thank my parents for this gift. Apparently, you can make it in Hollywood if you're autistic. Either way, so it doesn't matter.
Sadly, you're like my second autistic guest.
Oh, yeah? Third?
Well, Josh Meyerowitz.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's got it in the branding, so he has to go first.
I hung out with him the other night at the Comedy Store. It was fun.
How's Josh doing? I haven't seen him in a minute.
He's good, man. He's doing a roast battle, or he's like the hype man.
I mean, that's been his gig forever.
Yeah. He comes out and starts chanting, battle, and try to get the whole crowd. So I went to the store the other night to see that, and man, tough crowd. The belly room at 10 p.m. was tough. Like silent. Like the comedians had to start roasting the fans in order for the fans to start getting happy and like laughing.
You're at the fucking Comedy Store on a Tuesday at 10 p.m. How are you not there to laugh?
It's ridiculous, dude. The comedians were all of them every time. They were like, "So what you think about the roast battle?" They're like, "I don't care about the roast battle. What is wrong with you people? Like, why aren't you laughing? Why are you here? Why are you paying money? Parking is like $20. You have a 2-drink minimum. The tickets are $15. You're spending money to not laugh. What is that, dude?" So eventually the show turned around. It was good. It became good like halfway through, but the crowd, man. That's just a testament to the like Brian Moses and the band, you know, Joel Jimenez and fucking Chroma Chris and Jetski, and they have the Saudi Prince, and like he's hilarious, and it's thankfully it's got its own thing going. Doesn't matter if the crowd sucks, and they're so good at what they're doing that they can turn the crowd around, which is very difficult to do, I think. Sorry, I was having my brain was trying to drift away. I was trying to get bilocational. I have too much going on, Matt.
It's a hard knock life, Eddy.
Yeah. It's white people problems, but I ain't white. You know?
Hollywood problems.
Hollywood problems. That's what it is.
Since you actually live in fucking Hollywood, finally.
It's taken a while, but I feel like I'm assimilating well to Hollywood. I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing this douchebag jacket. I try to make it cool by adding a New Japan patch to it. It works. When I go to wrestling shows, people are like, "Oh, shit." I'm like, "Yeah, cool." Makes me cool. You know? That's how you get cool. Just wear wrestling shit, but like so subtle that the nerds freak out about it. You know, the smarks.
Yeah, you're cool to wrestling marks. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what my demographic is. You know, I got to get my audience down. It's kind of weird. My show's weird. I have, you know, mostly music, but there's wrestlers and there's comedians, and I don't give a shit anymore. I just want to talk to whoever I want to fucking talk to.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I've been doing that from the jump.
Yeah. Well,
a lot of people that fuck on film.
Mostly people.
Not mostly. I mean, a lot.
I've fucked on film, so ta-da.
Oh shit! Are you going to be raking in the hub soon?
No. I can't go. I'm retired. I'm a civilian. I'm living that civilian life.
Though I could put this episode on Pornhub. I started uploading episodes to Pornhub recently.
Hey, if it works for you, man, fuck it. If people are watching it,
it's actually gotten some decent views.
Yeah, you got porn stars. I mean, what other audience? I mean, that's the audience.
Well, it's really just me hacking fucking Pornhub search engine, because if you search that porn star, the episode will come up. Because people are not necessarily searching porn stars on YouTube.
So how do you feel that whenever somebody stumbles upon your show, they have their dick in their hand or their bean in finger?
I'm bringing joy to people. How would I not feel great?
I mean, I guess. I mean, if I was trying to rub one out and your face shows up on my screen, I mean, that's it. I'm not rubbing one out anymore.
Yeah, you finish.
Oh, damn it. No, I'm gay.
Loving me doesn't make you gay.
Dude, I have so many Republican friends from Cuba that I communicate with that are so homophobic. It blows my goddamn mind.
Why is Latin culture so fucking homophobic?
It's bananas. I have no explanation, dude. Because some of the greatest things to ever come out of Cuba are gay. Like this movie Fresa y Chocolate, Strawberry and Chocolate. One of the best movies I've ever seen. And it's about a gay dude and the acting is incredible. I recommend it. Also Bitter Sugar. That's a good Cuban movie that's like black and white, I think. But anyway, point is, one of my earliest memories is my mom's best friend was a drag queen. And he was Cuban. And like to me, like that's just part of our culture. So I don't understand when I talk to these guys and they're like, oh yeah, no, that's really bad. And I'm super Republican and super Christian. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're brown. You're not invited to that party.
If you got enough money, you are.
Yeah, I guess. But most of them don't have that money. Most of them came from Cuba on a fucking raft. Or won the lottery and flew in on a plane. They have those. They have lotteries where you get plane tickets. And, you know.
What a shitty lottery. Welcome to Miami.
That's the thing. They get here, they're like, oh, fuck. No.
Like, what a shit lottery. I won. I'm in fucking Miami. Fuck.
It's more Cuba. Awesome. Miami's insane, dude. Miami is the craziest place. I've been around to a lot of different states. Blessed, whatever you want to say. I'm thankful, grateful. All the breweries that have flew me around the fucking states and touring and all that shit. Like, nothing is like Miami. And that's not a good thing. Like, I'm not praising Miami. But that's the thing. People from Miami take that as a compliment. They're like, yeah, that's right, bro. Like, no.
Yeah, that's right. Your daily crazy accident on the Dolphin. And
it's so insane. It's so everything you've ever heard about Florida Man is real. It's real as fuck.
You know, I lived in Hialeah for 6 months at one point, right?
Oosh. Okay, now what part of Hialeah are we talking?
Like right on the Hialeah Miami Lakes border.
Oh yeah, you were on the you were in the rich hood. You were in Hialeah. Hialeah, 49th Street. That's where it gets nuts. Northeast, because like for some crazy ass reason, in Miami all the streets are. It's a grid.
They have a great grid.
Yeah, it's a grid. But for some reason, when you start heading past a certain point in Miami where it becomes Hialeah, it goes from northwest to northeast, and you're going in the same direction. It just flips like boop. Like wait, what? So like the Hialeah northeast 49th Street is also northwest 107th Avenue. It's like what the fuck are you talking about? Who put this together? People on cocaine.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's a lot of really good cocaine in Miami. If you're going to do cocaine, Hollywood people watching this, get it from Miami. Don't get the fentanyl shit from here. The coke from here smells like gasoline. That's not good. That's not a good sign. Don't do it.
The more you know.
The more you know.
But yeah, no, I was stuck there for 6 months in 2012.
2012. Where was I in 2012? I was there. I was in that area. Ooh. Maybe you were at one of the parties.
No, I didn't go to the fucking parties. All I did was work and then watch UFC events at some pool hall that was near my hotel.
Ah, okay. I'm trying to think where that area is. It's not worth it. Anyway, Miami's insane, and I will never move back. I will definitely come visit, though. Love you guys.
See, I won't even visit.
No, I want to visit because I have good friends, and I want to have some of the real Cuban food. I miss it. There's no real Cuban food.
Go back
to
Cuba.
No. Come on.
I went to Cuba. It was fun.
Yeah, because you're a gringo. You could do whatever you want over there.
I know. I did.
Cubans cannot.
Don't tell me you're Cuban.
I look pretty Cuban. It's hard to. I either I'm Cuban or Arab. So
Don't break out that Arab money.
I got the Castro beard. You know what I mean? And I used to wear the Castro hat.
Just be like, change the accent up a little bit. Pretend you're Arab. Throw money around.
I don't have the money to throw around.
In Cuba, you do.
No, I don't have any money to throw around. Guys, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/RRBG. Subscribe. I got some stuff. It's old. I have some old videos from like Psycho Las Vegas from 2019, and that's my Patreon content. But I'll add more. I promise. If like you make it worth my while, you know what I mean. Like if I see people subscribing, then I'll be like, oh shit, I'll put some stuff out.
Unlike my Patreon, where I update it regularly.
Yeah, fuck this guy, man. You know, I
sorry, I can't help. I'm not creatively bankrupt, and I have fucking ideas that I put on my Patreon.
I have ideas. I just don't have time or effort or money.
Well, I don't have money.
I beg to differ, sir. You have 3 cameras and 2 giant lights. You have these fucking SM7Bs that I've been wanting for years. Like, yeah, you're
financing.
Right.
Financing, dog. Layaway.
So here's okay. I'm very proud to announce that I am officially in the good credit category after turning 40, which it took a while, but growing up when I was in my teens, my mother decided to take a bunch of credit cards out in my name and buy a bunch of shit for the family and not pay for it. She's like, wait, you can get these cards? All I got to do is give you my kid's social and I get a card with like $500? Eddy, you're getting a new computer. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Dude, she bought me a computer once and people showed up to the house to take it.
You had a computer fucking repoed?
Yeah.
They repoed your pornography?
Yeah. I had a hard drive full of cool ass shit that I was downloading. Pictures.
Cool ass shit.
Pictures I was photoshopping, music I was working on. And gone.
Pornography. So much pornography.
Gone, dude. And it was fucking insane to me that my mother and the way she was raised, that was okay. That was okay. Like, hey, just ruin your son's credit. Your kids, all the kids. She's got 2 other kids. Their credit's fucked forever. Like, and then not only just the credit cards. The one that really got me was, so she convinced my grandfather to pay for my college. So my grandfather gave money for me to go to college. She then took out a student loan in my name without consulting with me. Put it on my credit. Kept my grandfather's money. I don't know where it went. Food. No, she didn't do blow. She's too old for blow. But
not in those days.
But no, she was drinking.
This is 20 years ago.
Drinking for sure.
Then she was definitely doing blow. You cannot drink in Miami and not do blow.
I don't know. She was very religious. So she.
Oh God, alcohol's a sin in the Bible. Cocaine is not.
Yeah, I know. But like she considered cocaine delinquent shit. She was traditional in that sense.
Hey, sometimes you got to do delinquent shit, though.
Yeah, her delinquent shit was buying a fucking 6th of vodka and getting trashed. I mean, dude, this woman tossed my 6-foot tall bong, and like she just grabbed it and threw it in the street. She's like, I can't believe you're doing this, and I'm like, you just cost me $350. That's how much I gave for that pipe. And years later, she's like, hey, you're coming over for the holidays to visit. I'm like, yeah. Like, can you bring some weed? I want to smoke it before I get too old. I'm like, you fucking bitch.
Only if you got a $350 pipe to smoke it out of, lady.
Yeah, like you owe me money. What the fuck are you talking about?
You have ruined my credit. That's worse than $350 bong.
It's insane. It's insane.
That shit has to be fucking illegal.
Yeah. Well, what am I going to do? Turn my mother into the fucking feds? I can't.
See, this is why you're not white.
Yeah. That's why
white people would be like, mom's going to jail.
Yeah. I mean, would I have won that case? Absolutely. But I'm not that, I can't do that.
But you should remind her of it every Christmas.
Oh, I do by not showing up.
No, you should show me like, you're only free because of me.
Yeah, well, yeah. That'll be.
Pass some ham.
Just do it on the gift, on the card. Just write a card out and put it on the card with $100 bill. There you go.
No money. Like, why are you going to throw good money after bad at that point?
That's true. No money.
Just a card that says, you're only free because of me.
How about it? I wish if it would have happened at like a restaurant, it'll be the card and like the bill in the card. Pay for the food too while you're at it. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
I'd pay for this, but I don't have a credit card.
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah. So it's been all these years. I haven't had an income tax return for many years.
Well, that's going to end poorly.
So No, I mean, they were taking it for the loans. That was it. Like,
you were filing.
I was filing.
Oh, no. In my brain, I'm like, oh, you're just not filing taxes? Eddie, you shouldn't admit that on the internet.
Come on. I'm not an idiot. Come on. You gotta pay your taxes, people. I don't give a fuck. Uncle Sam, Big Brother, I'm a free spirit. Fuck you. Pay your taxes, because otherwise we don't have a civilized nation.
More importantly, you end up like Wesley Snipes.
He's in Coming to America too. He's doing all right.
After jail.
Yeah, well, that was, you telling me he went to jail? He was at a hotel. All right? He had cable. And all he did was just get more jacked.
I think inmates get cable normally.
Yeah, well, like my dad went to jail. My dad went to jail for, I forget, 6, 7 years, whatever long. He came out smarter. He knew more shit about computers because he would sit there and read all the books. He learned how to code websites. He got jacked. Like, the first thing he did was send me a picture of himself on a fucking pool slide like this, like Superman. Just, and it was just muscles and glistening tan, bald head. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, dude, you should get yourself arrested.
Do you immediately leave your mother and be like, I can do better?
Oh my God. Oh no, they broke up before he went to jail. So that was he went through a relationship while he was in jail with someone else. It was insane, dude.
Oh my God, that's how I'm gonna not be single. I'm gonna go to fucking jail.
There you go. Go to jail. You get yourself wifed up. You get those conjugal visits. You get fed.
3 hots in the cot.
It just depends how white you are. The type of jail you go to. My dad happens to be a Cuban who is white-skinned, green eyes, and all he's got to do is shave his head. He looks like a fucking Nazi. So he's all set. He's fine. He's that European Cuban. Like, there's different types of Cuban. There's the ones that were the Europeans that stole the Africans and took them to Cuba to be slaves and then raped them. So, like, all the babies came out, and it's like either they're leaning towards the European genes or they're leaning towards the African genes.
Well, and there's some natives that got fucked in there, too.
There was natives, too. Like, my great-grandmother was native, apparently. I don't know. I've tried looking into it because I heard that my mom said it, and I'm like, you're probably lying because you're a pathological liar. But also, get me any kind of information because we might have some money. You know what I mean? If Great-Grammy is owed some land, we should probably find out. But no, we're not owed anything. We have nothing.
Well, you're Cubans, of course. You're not given anything.
Nope.
It's all part of the state, comrade.
Yeah. Isn't that? Aren't we communists now? I haven't been paying attention to the news since Trump left office. It just got boring. You know what I mean? Like the news is just not exciting to watch. It's kind of how I feel about the WWE. It's just boring. I don't want to watch it anymore. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, Biden is sleepy. That's all I got. I don't really know.
He's an old motherfucker. I expect him to be sleepy.
But is he communist?
No.
Are we in communist China now?
Dude, hell, as much as I hate to admit, we got more Trump bucks than we did Biden dollars.
What do you mean? Like the stimulus checks?
Yeah. We got more under Trump than we did from Biden.
Those stimulus checks are really bad, dude. We shouldn't be having stimulus checks.
Speak for yourself, sir. Speak for your fucking self.
I mean, I myself spent my stimulus checks, yes. Dude, so how about this? My father, who is a felon, deportee status, fled to Mexico, got all 3 stimulus checks.
I bet they went really far in Mexico.
Yo, what? How? What are you talking about? You're a felon who they are looking for. Not like it's not, it's not like something he did a long time ago. And it was, like a ticket. No, they're looking for you. And they sent you money.
I mean, that was to entice him back to come back to America. Like, America's not so bad. Come back.
Dude, look, listen. I am not a political person. I don't really pay attention to any of that shit. But the fact that happened is really troubling to me. The fact that my father got all 3 stimulus checks really upsets me.
Why, did you only get 2?
No, I got all 3 too, man. It's just, I really don't, like, and I still have to wear my seatbelt. Fuck you. You know,
You don't have to wear your seatbelt.
Nah, you do. You get
No, you
ticket.
don't.
You get tickets, bro.
Only if you get caught.
I get caught all the time. I'm not slick.
We'll work on that.
No.
Just work on it. That's all you got to
I was
do.
gonna sing a song, but I decided not to yell and scream right now.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So
So, did you get a cut of your father's checks?
I did not.
But you know where he is. Like, be like, yo, I will turn you in. I won't turn mom in, but I will turn you in. Give me my piece.
They can't get him. He doesn't care. He has an Instagram. He don't give a shit because they can't get him where he's at. It doesn't matter. There's no jurisdiction where he's at.
I thought Mexico will send people back as long as they're not going to be convicted of murder.
Yeah, well, he's in a neighborhood. I went to go see him, by the way, after a very long time. Many years had passed, like 8 or 9. So I went to go to see him in Mexico. And when we drove into his, what do you call it? It's, you know, when in Miami, there's a lot of those where they have a gate, like a security guard.
Gated community?
A gated community. There we go. When we entered his gated community, where the security guard was, on the right-hand side, there was a cage with a tiger in it.
It really sounds like your dad doesn't need those checks.
No, exactly. And I'm like, that's a tiger? He's like, oh, yeah, there's another one over here. And there's a couple cages over there with some more. And there's like people, all white people, all old white people with their fucking like pink pastel button-up shirts and khaki shorts in little golf carts. Hey, what's up, Bob?
So it's like Miami.
Mexico.
But that's like Miami. That's like parts of Miami. It really is.
Well, certain parts of Miami. There is an island. By the way, I may have said this in another podcast, but there is an island in Miami. When you go south towards the Keys, but before the Keys, there's a turnaway, and it's to the left. That's all I remember. When you're heading south to the Keys, you turn left, and there's a street. It goes down, and there's nothing. It's just trees and the road. You go down for a while, and eventually you get to a security guard booth. You have to have your credentials, or they won't let you in. Simple as that. The guy has a gun.
It's Florida, of course he does.
Yeah. So I got in because I was selling beer to one of the restaurants in there. I just happened to, that was just in my territory. And they're like, yeah, go visit the account. I'm like, okay. Drive in. They let me in. It's an entire neighborhood of white people, and they have their own currency. Like, they have a card. It's their member card. And that's the only way you can buy stuff in there. In the town. And the town has everything. It has a hospital. It has a fucking airport and a golf course. It's got a mall, restaurants, all kinds of shit. It's all there. Like, you don't need to leave this little island, this little gated community ever. That's it. And it was all white people. And that's in Florida. It's insane. It's all like really expensive shit. I did a beer dinner at one of the most, fancy restaurants there. And they, the type of food where it's not really food, it's just decorations, like it looks really pretty. Oh, I guess that's that, like I'm still very hungry. Can we go get a burger somewhere? Like, this is not food. But it was a fun time. I got to try some really crazy cuisine thanks to working at Cigar City and doing these fucking beer dinners all the time. It gives me experiences. I had to do public speaking at all these beer dinners. 30, 40 people are eating, and I have to like stand up between each course and explain the beer, how we ended up on this pairing, what the pairing is, what the food is. Like, it's a presentation. It's not just, hey guys, have fun, see you later. Like, no, you have to do a presentation. And a lot of people that were in the beer business weren't doing that. They were lazy. So they would set up an event and they just wouldn't even show up. So I was the only one that was like showing up to these events, making sure people were coming to these events. I did an event for Cigar City once where I brought out a cigar roller. I brought out some people to dance salsa on stage. Just some people like, hey, yeah, I knew some people that teach. I'm like, come over and whatever, dance. I bought catering from a Cuban restaurant down the street. It was a whole Cuban themed shit for Cigar City.
So you just brought like your culture to the whites.
Right. And then I brought my own fucking coffee maker from home to make cafecitos for everyone. So I was walking around just pouring cafecitos for everyone throughout the night as they're drinking beer. And it was the most amount of people that ever showed up to that World of Beer. You know what I mean? It was like 500 fucking guests or whatever it was. And the Cigar City was like, we need to hire that guy. And I ended up working for them. But I have something that I can bring to the table for a lot of people. And I have a hard time trying to break that barrier to let people know. Like, I have to do crazy shit like that. Like, I'm going to do this ridiculous event, and hopefully it works out, you know? And it did that time, but sometimes I'll put myself out on a limb and, you know, nothing
lose a
happens.
laptop and grill them all.
Good Lord. That laptop is done, by the way.
Oh, it was done that night.
Yeah. My laptop broke at Grill 'Em All. It's in underneath the bed now. I haven't been able to throw it out because I feel bad. Like, God damn it. But one day I have a bunch of hard drives too with like old shit that I want to take to somebody. Be like, hey, can you extract all this information and put it in an easier to digest, you know, like thumb drive or something, you know? Because there's a lot of good shit from my past that I would like back. Music, shit like that. I don't know. I need more booze.
Well, there is booze right in front of you, sir.
But anyway, so my goal right now is to keep doing the podcast. I'm going to keep doing episodes. I got some really good guests lined up. I've got...
Do any of them fuck on film, though?
I don't know. No, these are like musicians.
Musicians occasionally fuck on film. Haven't you seen Vince Neil's dick?
No. I don't want to.
I mean, he definitely did a sex tape at one point.
No, I mean, why would I look for that?
I mean, because at the point where that happened, Janine was a girl only performer, and unfortunately, Vince Neil was the first boy-girl scene that ever got published with her.
I'm all right. I'm okay. I can not see that.
Well, it's burned into my brain, and I want to share.
I saw the trailer for the new Pam and Tom, and I remember it flashed back me to when I was a kid during that whole era. And I remember I told my wife, I'm like, she was like, why? I didn't know you cared about Pamela Anderson. I'm like, she's the first like model I jerked off to ever. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I was a little kid. There was pictures of her like half naked and with boobies out and a little bush sticking out of her fucking Baywatch, you know, whatever the fuck.
I mean, she was in Playboy a lot.
Yeah. So it was one of my first, like, you know, like girls that I looked at like that when I was a little kid. You know, what can I say? That's why I know about the Pam. And then like the Pam and Tom sex tape is like burned in my brain. The only scene that's burned in my brain is when he honks the boat with his dick.
Oh.
It's just burned in my brain. Everything else I forgot about. I don't remember any of the sex. I just remember, I'm like, God damn it. What the fuck?
Cinematic gold right there.
I mean, that should get an Oscar, I think. Tommy Lee's dick should get an Oscar.
At least an AVN.
They better have that scene in this new movie. If they don't show the honking scene, I'm going to be very upset with this film.
I mean, he full on steered the boat with his dick at one point.
Oh, they have to do that, though.
They have to.
If
it's so ridiculous.
If that's not in the Pam and Tom movie, I'm not interested. Bucky Barnes, go back to fucking Captain America shit. You know? But if you did steer the boat, then you are Tommy Lee, sir. That's how I see it.
That's better than having Machine Gun Kelly play him.
Was that gonna happen?
No, in the biopic, Machine Gun Kelly did play Tommy Lee. In the Dirt or whatever the fuck, the one based on...
Look, man, I don't like burning bridges, you know, because the nature of what I do with the podcast and connecting people together, and that's what I want to do is just connect people together to have a good time. But Machine Gun Kelly needs to fuck off. That's it. I don't care. Like I just saw the other day, he's releasing a line of genderless nail polish.
I didn't know nail polish had gender in the first place.
Exactly. And my wife said it. I said it out loud. I read the headline and she's like, isn't nail polish already genderless? You don't need to, you can wear nail polish. Doesn't matter. Like, and that, the fact that he's going to make money from that shit really pisses me off. Like, I just can't. And to the point where I can go past my morals of not talking shit and burning bridges just to fuck that guy.
So is the nail polish like branded they, them nail polish?
I guess. I don't know how they're going to do it.
It's non-binary nail polish?
I guess. I have no idea how it's going to come out. I'm not going to read any further into Machine Gun Kelly's nail polish. I just needed the headline. I didn't even read the story. I just saw the headline. I'm like, come on. Come on. The guy got dissed so hard by Eminem that he switched music genres.
Dude, my favorite Machine Gun Kelly diss, as it were, is this YouTube self-defense channel breaking down his reaction after the encounter with Conor McGregor and Conor McGregor's reaction. He's like, Machine Gun Kelly, hours later, is still visibly shooken up. And Conor McGregor is just like business as usual.
Yeah.
Well, because Conor's an unhinged maniac.
Yeah, Conor's a murderer. He's trying to kill people. Doesn't care. I feel like he is going to go out that way, by the way. I feel, unfortunately, I know it's tragic, and I'm not wishing this upon him at all, but I just feel like it's going to end up being some kind of stupid shit like that.
And someone's just going to shoot him?
No, that he's going to end up killing someone by mistake at a bar fight or some stupid shit,
I don't know, man. Outside the cage, you can't even put down an old man.
That's what I'm saying, though. He's going to end up killing an old man just to prove a point. He's going to feel bad. Oh, that last one, people talking shit, so,
Head kick an old man in a bar?
Yeah, I mean, enough cocaine and shit fucking whiskey. Yeah, you'll end up...
we're going for multiple bridges tonight. Dope.
I didn't say a name.
Uh-huh.
It's not Buffalo Trace, I'll tell you that. Buffalo Trace
we love Sazerac products.
Guys, this episode is brought to you by Buffalo Trace. Whenever you need your throat to burn, just enough to singe all of the cankerous sores in the back, Buffalo Trace will help you with that.
It also helps burning bridges.
Yeah. I mean, is it flammable?
No, it's only like 97 proof.
I used to drink this fucking bullshit Bacardi 151 with my buddy Tommy, who is no longer with us. One of my best friends. So shout out to Tomas. Cheers to you. But yeah, he used to fucking feed me these fucking Bacardi 151 shots and light them on fire.
The flaming Dr. Peppers and shit.
Oh my God, man. And one day he got me real good because I was fucked up. I had smoked a bunch of weed and I had already been drinking, and I walk into this party and somebody hands me a blunt, and I just take the blunt and immediately start smoking it. There's a DJ in the corner. All the lights are off. There's one of those cheap ass Party City lights, just fucking beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 and some shitty techno music playing. There's people passed out on a couch. And then I look to the left, and there's a kitchen, and Tommy's in the kitchen, and he pours me a shot. It's a tall ass shot glass, like those stupid souvenir ones that are like,
I got some of those.
Yeah, 4 shots in one or whatever the fuck. So he fills it up with 151, and he's like, "Come on." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Come on." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, all right." Pound it. I put it down. I'm like having that moment of like, oh. Like that, it's burning. My head's like you're doing too much. And I put the shot glass down. I fucking freak out for a second. I look at him. I'm like, damn, dude, that was rough. He's like, what? I'm like, the shot. He's like, you haven't taken it. And I look down, and the shot's still on the table. And I was like, fuck, really? He's like, yeah, you okay? I'm like, I don't know, man. I smoked a lot today. I did acid the other day. Fuck, I don't know. Whatever, man. All right. Cheers. Bah. Oh, immediately, I'm just like, oh my God. Oh no. And same thing happened again. When I look up, the fucking glass is full. And that's when I realized, I'm like, Tommy, you fuck. Stop. He was fucking with me the whole time, pouring more while I was fucked up. And he would always do that shit to me just to fuck me up at a party. And I don't even remember that night. I got in a fight with a friend because he took his dick out around my girlfriend. It was rough. It was a rough night. It was a typical Miami night. Somebody was getting tattooed in the bedroom somewhere, I think. Yeah, I went to a party once where somebody got their finger cut off by a sliding glass door. It was the worst. I was outside, and I'm looking in the kitchen window, and I see them arguing. And then I see the girl run. And she comes outside to the sliding glass door to the backyard where we're hanging out, and slides open the door, and then she slams it back, and she's pissed. She's like, whatever. And then the guy's like, wait.
Oh.
You just see the the finger like bleep, bleep, bleep. I'm like, oh, God. Shit. He's in there like, oh, and the fucking girl comes running. She's like, oh my God, what happened? I'm like, you cut his finger off. It's right over there. She picks it up, puts it in a cup with her drink in it.
That can't be good for it.
It's a sterilizer. I'm like,
you don't want to sterilize it. You want to put it on ice, you dumb bitch.
Oh, God. I didn't know any of these people either. I was just at a party that my friends were at, and they said, come over. And I was just like, sure. And yeah, I ran away after that whole scenario. I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk to cops. They're going to want a deposition. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm out of here. Fuck this. Did you do a lot of house parties when you were growing up?
I did a fair amount. Nothing ever that crazy happened. One of my most vivid memories of a house party was my buddy's birthday party. And for whatever fucking reason, we're stupid fucking teenagers. Him and this other kid who wanted to show off decided to do fucking shot for shot. My buddy puts him under the fucking table. And I just wasn't feeling it that night. I was being an emo fucking kid. I'm like just kind of hanging out by myself. He stumbles over to a bench next to me and is like, Matt, what's wrong? I'm like, drama. Two other friends pretty much pull up at our feet and like, hey, we're going to fuck now. Unless you want to watch, I'd suggest leaving. And
Peace.
This is before I gave a fuck about watching people have sex in public or in person. I run away. I run back to the party. I'm like, and we're teenagers. Like, oh my God, they're fucking over there. I'm like, this is on the lawn in the backyard. Like, oh my God, they're fucking over there. And everyone's like, yo, where's Mike? Like, shit. We run back over and he is still on the bench. And these people are fucking at his feet. And we're like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I can't move. He was so drunk that he was convinced that if he stood up, he's a larger dude, that he was going to fall face first on top of them while they fucked.
It would have been hot. I'm just kidding.
But I will always have that ingrained in my brain, and my buddy Mike just being like, I can't move.
Oh, fuck, dude. I mean, what's the worst, time you've had drinking? Like the worst time? I know there's one.
Oh, there's some embarrassing ones. There's
like the worst one. The one you're like, fuck, I fucked up.
Let's see. There's a couple. I've done some drinking in my day, sir.
Yeah. I know mine. I have it like locked in my brain forever. I'll never forget it. When it's just alcohol, not any drugs or anything.
There's definitely ones where I've been just kind of...
No, I don't want kind of. I want blackout.
I'm trying to think of like the absolute fucking worst. The absolute... Because there was definitely like mild alcohol poisoning at my friend's house after bragging like, I never puke on alcohol. And then puking all over his fucking floor. And then being in a bathtub fucking shivering from fucking alcohol.
Yeah.
There's that one. There's after one of the trips back to Chicago after I was already on the West Coast, so I'm firmly a fucking adult at this point. Drinking so much at a bar in Chicago that my buddy's girlfriend's like, oh, do you want an Adderall? I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And I don't really know how I got from the bar I was at to my old home bar, basically. And when I got there, even though I hadn't lived in Chicago at this point in like 5-6 years, they were totally cool with me just sleeping it off on the bar. Till my ex-girlfriend, who I was going there to meet, shows up.
Oh, God.
Ugh. And then I definitely said some embarrassing shit to her while drunk on this Adderall and just previously, like, she walked in and like couldn't find me and like called me and she's like, where are you? I'm like, oh, I'm sleeping at the end of the bar. Sorry.
Jesus.
And then after that went sideways because, of course it did.
Yeah, of course it did.
Like, I'm fucked up out of my mind and, she's a doll and I still talk to her. But this is thankfully one of my few exes that is not messy. Not messy.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the moment she's single, I'm going to fuck her again. The moment. Like, the moment. I will burn airline miles to get her out here. I'm not going back to Chicago for it, but I'll fly her out here for it.
Really? Like that, huh? So what do you think? Wifey material or just fucking material?
I'd wife her up.
Oh, shit. There he goes.
Oh, no, I 100% said to her, like, when I went back for my fucking father's dying, I'm like, yo, you're the one who got away. I fucked up. Just trashed out of my mind. Like,
If she still talks to you after that, I think you're good. You got a good chance then.
oh, I mean, I probably shouldn't air this shit on the internet, but whatevs.
She's not watching. I'm sorry.
She's not watching. She's currently trying to negotiate an open relationship with her current boyfriend so she can come and fuck me.
Yikes, dude. That sounds like so much trouble. That to me sounds like me in high school when I was like after crazy bitches. Like I was my thing for some reason or another. I would always, it had to be complicated. It couldn't just be simple. It wasn't enough.
Hey, that is constantly my thing. Have we met? Dude.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
last time I went on a date with someone who was like, was fucking normal. I ran. I was like, whoa.
No daddy issues. Fuck that.
She said on the first date her mom is her best friend, and I'm just like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Like,
yeesh.
like you're close to your family, and
Have you seen my show? That should be your pickup line from now on. Have you seen my show?
oh, my show is in all the dating apps. Like, I have clips from the show and like links to the show in all my dating apps. I'm just like,
It's part of your gimmick. You know, just, hey, look what I do.
well, it's not even a look what I do. It's like, I would rather the trash see itself out. Like, if this is going to be a fucking problem, I'm not changing.
Right. Yeah, this is who I am. Fuck you. Otherwise.
Oh, so back to the original super drunk story.
Oh yeah.
After she left me at the bar because she was smart enough to be like, yeah, Matt's too fucked up. I'm going. I then drunk dialed a couple female porn performer friends in LA, just trash and being a mess. Yeah, that was a good time. And then one of my friends accused me of running out on my tab at the first bar I was at.
Oh, I've had that happen to me.
He's like, you ran out your fucking tab. And like, I, for whatever reason, decided that I was drinking Angels Envy Riot that night. You had that stuff?
No.
It's really good. It's $100 a bottle retail.
Ooh.
So you can imagine what it costs in a bar.
Yeah. That's at least $100 for a shot.
No, not
50?
quite.
50 bucks a shot?
In Chicago at Delilah's, it was definitely 25 a shot. But, you know,
Was it a shot or did they pour it in a nice like little thing like this, like a tumbler thing?
I was having it on rock. So, yeah, in a tumbler. But it's still like, you know how I drink.
Yeah.
And if I'm drinking to the point where like, yeah, an Adderall sounds like a good idea.
God damn, dude. No. I think I did a Valium once on booze, and that really fucked me up.
You're not, ooh, those are not things you're supposed to mix.
Yeah, my buddy was an idiot. We're no longer buddies. I actually don't know what happened to the guy, and I kind of feel bad because he was a real mess, and I feel like it's not well. Wherever he's at, it's not good.
Was this a Florida friend?
Yeah.
He's still in Florida.
No, he actually moved to California before I did because he wanted to be a actor or
They deported him back to Florida. Don't worry.
probably.
Florida's its own country. We deport people there.
But yeah, he gave me a Valium and was like, chug this beer with it. And I'm like, why? He's like, trust me. I'm like,
Never trust someone with drugs when they're like, trust me.
yeah. And so I did it. And we went to the movies to go see this like weird 3D movie. It was Cyber World something. It had like, it was all CG. And it, at one point had Homer Simpson in 3D. And he hits his belly and it waves in 3D. You know, and he makes this like, whatever the fuck sound he makes. And it was, I just remember seeing that. It was it wasn't like a movie. It was just like a demo of computer graphics, if that makes any sense. Like the kind of shit you see in screensavers and whatever. So I was in line to get into the theater. And I remember walking, like looking at my feet, just walking. And feeling like my tummy didn't feel good. I'm like, and then I remember looking up and looking at my friend's face, and I see his face, and his lips are just moving. And I'm staring really closely at him, like, oh shit. And I'm like, hey man, your lips are moving, but you know you're not saying anything. And then I heard his voice. Hey Eddy, like kind of like waving through, like passing by. I'm like
Doppler effect shit.
Yeah, like he said it, but then later I heard it passing by. And I'm like, oh no. I remember grabbing myself and just looking around and looking at we were in line to buy tickets for this movie. And I just remember looking at everyone else and everybody else's lips moving and me not hearing words. And it's just like, all I hear is like a, like I'm, muttering, mumbling, whatever the fuck noise. And just falling over and grabbing my friend's back, like the back of his shirt, like just falling over and like, oh, and then opening my eyes and being in the theater, sitting down, watching the movie. I'm like, oh, okay. And then just watch the movie for a bit. And then I remember blacking out, just black, pure black. And then waking up in the theater again on the floor, face down. And there's a movie playing. Not the same movie. They had cleaned the theater, saw me there, and they said, "Eh."
They're like, we make minimum wage. This is above our pay grade.
Nope. And just kept walking. And they let me sit there through another movie. And my friends just fucking left me there. This fucking guy who gave me the Valium. He just left me there. I had to call a fucking cab because we didn't have Uber back then. So I had to take a fucking cab back home. And it was insane. But that's not even my drunkest story, you know? Like, that was just, you reminded me of taking a pill. There's a lot of stupid shit.
Oh, yeah. A lot of just dumb shit. But what is the drunkest story?
I mean, it was in Nicaragua. So I was dating a girl from Nicaragua, and her family she had family out there, and she's like, "Hey, let's go to Nicaragua." I'm like, okay. I don't have anything else going on. Like, what? Fuck it, let's go to Nicaragua then. And they paid for the flights, I think. Yeah, they took care of me. They had food, and when we got there wasn't much going on. We were at the family house. They were cooking, and there's kids running around, and that's just it. That's what they're doing that day. They're just running around, cooking, and talking shit. Oh yeah, in the kitchen all day, just gossiping. So I look at my girl and her cousin, this young dude. He was in his name is, well, I'm not gonna say his name, but he and I were in that car accident, the first car accident I had where I died. But he goes, "Hey man, let's just go to this bar down the street." I'm like, "It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Let's go." So we went, and he bought 2 bottles of rum, Flor de Caña rum. It was like 7-year-old rum, and a 2-liter of Coke, and it was like $10. And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, No. And I pull out my money. I'm like, "Just keep it coming." And we drank, I don't know, 4 bottles of Flor de Caña between 3 people. It's a lot. And I ended up, so my girl and her cousin ended up dancing because music was playing, and they just started dancing because they both dance really well together. And I was so drunk that I got jealous. I got mad, and I wanted to fight her cousin. I'm like, you two are fucking. That's where my brain went. Like, there's no way you're just cousins with the way you're dancing with each other. You know what I mean? Like, there's more going on. And I went on that tangent, and I just kept drinking and like mad at the table while they were dancing. When they finally came over, I blew up on her fucking cousin. And thankfully, they were like, "You're way drunk, so we're not going to talk about this. You know, you had a moment. You were way too drunk." But when you go back to her family's house, I am gone. Like, can't walk, just stumbling, feet are useless, just blah, blah, blah. Her cousin's holding me up, and he puts me on the bed. It's hot as fuck because we're in a third world country, and I'm laying on this bed, and it's hot as shit, and there's a fan blowing, and I just remember looking up, and everything just started spinning.
Oh, the fucking worst.
Super fast. I get up, and my girl's like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" I'm like, "I need to puke." And she's like, "Oh, don't puke on anything." And I just like ran to the bathroom and opened the door and just went, like all over everything in the bathroom. The sink, the toilet, the floor. I missed the towels. And what I ended up doing was grabbing the towels to wipe my face. And I put the towel back on the thing. And I went to bed. I woke up at like 6 a.m. to screams, bloody ah! Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Apparently, my girl's mom woke up, washed her face.
Oh no!
And dried her face with my vomit towel while, covered in vomit everywhere.
Oh God.
Because she was half asleep, that was just her morning ritual. Get up, go wash your face. Not knowing that there's puke every inch of that bathroom. She
must be a fucking sleepwalker because I would have smelled that and be like, oh no.
I'm like that though. There's nights where I go to the bathroom and piss and come back and I don't remember that at all the next day.
Yeah, there's not the smell of human bile hitting your nostrils in that situation.
That's true too. That's true. But I don't know. It was intense, man. And I just remember the next morning we woke up, with that.
And you found yourself single?
No, they were super supportive. I broke up with her at the end. It was kind of fucked up because she was great. And I was just like, I'm tired of it. I was like, nah, we're good. But
you're like, you're too normal. I can't do this.
No, she wasn't normal. She was pretty crazy. But it was still, I was just done. I was done at that time. But the next morning, I woke up and they were like, it's okay. It happened. And then they walked me to like a place to buy soup, and we just drank this massive soup, and they were like, this will make you feel better. So I drank the whole soup, and lo and behold, I felt better. So we started drinking again. And at that point, there's flashes of like nightclubs. There's flashes of a nightclub with like people dancing all over the floor, shoulder to shoulder. And then there's another tier of people dancing that are standing on top of the couches that are supposed to be in the venue, and they're standing on top, and there's a whole other layer of just people dancing in this third world country. I recommend that people travel. That's all I can say. If you're young and you have the means, and even if you don't have the means, you can find the means.
Make it a priority.
Do some traveling. Go do some shit. It'll change your perspective. You hear about shit going down, about who voted for who and politics and this, that, and the other. When you have other life experiences to draw from, that seems minuscule.
Well, yeah, you develop some empathy for other fucking people.
Right. And you see how other people live. Dude, I went to Peru for a bit, for like a month. We ended up in a town called Huancayo. It's 18,000 above sea level. It's crazy elevation. And we end up there. My same girl went with me. She got super sick and got rashes all over her body. Red, super aggressive. Like they were sticking out of her flesh, and couldn't breathe at all. So we ended up having we took her to some the town doctor. It's kind of like I'm not gonna say witch doctor because that's racist, but just it was a fucking dude. He gave her some candy that he had made from peyote and coca leaves, whatever. And it made her feel better, but then we immediately flew her back to the States. You can't be here. You're gonna die. But I stayed behind, and
like a good boyfriend does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had
already spent the money.
I had already spent the money. Yeah. I didn't have money to fly home early. They would charge you a fee or some bullshit. So I remember just oh, well, fuck it. I'm staying here for another week then. And dude, we were in a house that the walls were made of mud. Just mud. You could rub your finger on it and the dirt comes off.
Is there an Eddy was here written in some dude's wall?
No, I wasn't that I was just kind of mesmerized, dude. They had one sink outside. It was a complex, and there was maybe 6 or 7 other units in this mud castle, and in the middle there's a sink, and this disgusting sink. It's just rocks with algae and mold and just green and brown and just black on the bottom, and there's just water that's coming from the mountains or some shit, and people that's the sink in the morning. I'll wake up in the morning, splash some water in my face.
Hopefully no vomit.
Nah, well, I wasn't even drinking in Peru because it got weird, dude. The whole thing in Peru got really weird because we were all coked up on coca leaves because they would give you dry coca leaves to chew up so it expands your lungs so you can breathe in the high altitude. So I was all fucked up the whole time. I brought home some of those coca leaves, the dried ass coca leaves, and smoked it with some friends. We get right out of weed. I'm like, I got these coca leaves. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's from Peru. And just put it in the bowl and smoke it. I felt like a Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball. Just, don't smoke coca leaves, kids.
I definitely did a lot chewing them when I was in Bogota.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were going to go break out the international stories. What's your drunkest domestic story? Because I'll give you my drunkest international one.
Okay.
You give me your drunkest domestic.
Domestically, I will tell you this. I had broken up with a girl, and I was really bummed about it. I remember being really bummed about it. Bummed to the point where I called my friends. I'm like, hey, man, we broke up. I need to hang out. So they picked me up. We went to the beach, and they had a handle bottle of Jack Daniels. They gave me the handle bottle, and they dropped me off at the beach, and they go, we're going to go find parking, go find a spot on the beach, whatever. I sat there crying and drinking the bottle, and I drank the entire handle bottle of Jack Daniels before they got to me.
Ooh, that won't end well.
Yeah. When they got to me, I was fucking lit, as the kids would say. Lit. I lost my glasses at one point because they came up to me and I'm like, "Rrr," and it flipped, the glasses flipped off my face. And I started panicking like, no, I need to find my glasses. If I don't have my glasses, I can't see. Everybody stop what you're doing. Stop. Everybody look for my glasses. And I went looking for my glasses and I stumbled and fell into the sand and fell into the water and started tumbling into the ocean. And just fucking, my friend dragged me out of the water because I was just going to go drown. That's what was going to happen. Pulls me out and starts with his cigarette, starts putting his cigarette on me to wake me up from the
shit.
fucking shock that I was in. And I finally, I was like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, dude, hello. I'm like, I thought we were going to hang out. And I'm like, shit. And they take me back to the car. I remember falling down again.
I mean, that's really brave to put you in a car in that state.
Yes. So they put me in a car. Well, we were heading towards the car, and I fell down by the bathrooms on the beach. I mean, disgusting. The Miami Beach bathrooms are gross.
There is not a clean beach bathroom in this world.
Yeah. So gross. But I'm on the floor, and I just remember, kind of wobbly there for a while because my friends needed to pee, and they're like, all right, let's go. Put me in the car, and immediately puke. And I tried to hold it in. I did the, hey God, you should probably pull over. Are you all right? I'm like, my voice just keeps coming out of in between the fingers.
Yeah, no, you idiot.
No, I'm not good. I just drank a handle bottle of Jack. I'm fucking 19 or some shit.
I mean, you drank Jack in the first place, and then that quantity of it.
I wasn't even 19. I was 17, dude. Because I remember I was still living with my grandma. This is when we first moved to Miami. I was living with my grandfather bought a house in Miami, and I'll let you get to yours. I'm sorry, but he bought a house in Miami with 9 bedrooms, and he moved the entire family in because he wanted to keep us all under the same roof. And I showed up to that house like that from that night. You know what I mean? I remember. So what? I took me an hour to get the key in to get into the apartment, and then. Not the apartment, the house, sorry. And then I get into the house, and my mom had a fucking inflatable pen for my little sister with balls, like the ones from McDonald's, the playpen with the balls. And I just fell. I took off my clothes and just dropped myself into the pen and passed out. And my grandmother woke up in the morning with me covered in sand in this playpen, naked. That's the worst domestic drinking situation I think I've been in.
That's pretty bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure my grandmother has not seen my cock post-puberty, so that's...
Yeah, it was rough. I was covered in sand, too. I remember when I woke up, I was panicking because I was itchy and felt like shit, and I just ran to the bathroom, showered. It's crazy.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't in a giant rush to get to mine because I'm pretty sure my audience, I've told this story on air.
Oh. Then don't tell it. You can tell me later.
Well, fine then.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. It's your audience. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Hey, we have some new listeners. We may have some RRB guy. Fucking
RRBG.
Yeah.
What's the I for?
I said guy.
Oh, guy. RRB guy.
Yeah.
RRB guy. That's what I'm going to start going from. From now on, that's the name of the show. The Rock and Roll Beer Y G. No, I tell your story. I want to hear it.
Well, fine. Sydney, Australia. I was there by my fucking self. And I randomly roll into this fucking pub at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday. I've definitely told this story on air. And the bartender is a blue-haired, tattooed girl. I'm like, oh, I think this is where I parked my car.
Ramona Flowers?
Could be. I order a whiskey, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my day. Start drinking. I overhear her talking to the other bartender about that she has a shoot coming up.
Oh.
So pony up to the bar, like, shoot, what kind of shoot? Turns out she's an Australian suicide girl.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, this is definitely where I parked my car. I drank with them till bar close.
Yikes. It's a lot of drinking.
Yeah. Till bar close. She ended up buying me like really horrible chicken fingers at one point because Australians don't do fried chicken well. But I ate them. I needed them.
Chicken fingers?
Yeah.
Bring the chicken fingers back up. I'll tell you a story after this.
I will.
Okay.
After bar close, because it was me, her, the other bartender, the bar back, and one of their friends, and the owner. We drank for a little bit longer. Then we end up back at the barback's house playing drinking games. I decided to put my GoPro on my head for this. There is footage out there of this night that I can still not bring myself to watch.
Oh, no.
Like, I tried to watch it at one point and I heard how drunk I am. I'm like, nope.
Just burn it, man.
It's sitting on a hard drive for like
Patreon exclusive content.
Actually, I should make that Patreon exclusive.
There you
Like,
go.
I am painfully drunk. Like, I just hear it in my voice on how bad I have a GoPro on my head in Australia, like with these fucking strangers. I've been drinking for 14 hours at this point.
Yeah.
I puke at the barback's place. And then I wake up there the next morning. On one of the quick reviews of the footage, I definitely made out with the bartender at one point with the GoPro on my head.
Nice. Okay.
I also woke up with a horrible bruise on my chest.
Somebody chop you?
I actually texted all of them like, yo, who punched me last night? I probably deserved it, but just who punched me? To this day, everyone denies that they punched me. What I think happened was I literally just collapsed on a table and caught a quarter of a table on my chest because there's definitely some GoPro footage of the GoPro just running under a table.
Yeah, that's probably a good bet, I would say. Probably
Like-
the corner of a table.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'll have to find the picture of it, but it's just like this horrible bruise on my chest, like out of nowhere. Like, oh.
That sucks, dude. Hey, can we take a tea so I can pee?
Yeah, we can take a quick breather.
Pee break?
Pee break.
We'll be right back. Love you guys.
And we're back. I never stopped the recorders.
It's late. So
So yeah, that's how I ended up really like that could have gone so poorly. Like I could have lost a kidney or some shit. Like I blacked out drunk with 4 strangers in some dude's house in another country by myself with no one checking up on me.
yeah.
Instead, I'm still friends with one of the bartenders to this day, and when he came to LA, I showed him around town and got him some Coke.
That's called living.
Unfortunately, she was a little mad at me in the morning. I think I zigged where I should have zagged. I was definitely a little too drunk.
That happens.
I know.
You know.
Well, but it's a bummer because it is a life goal to have sex on every continent.
Oh.
And I have to go back to Australia and back to Africa now.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should all go back to Africa at some point.
Well, yeah, I feel like with the AIDS rates in South Africa that I need to import someone to fuck instead of fucking a local.
No, you gotta fuck a local, otherwise you're not doing it right.
Well, I had no opportunity to fuck a local. Actually, scratch that.
Oh my god.
Scratch that. I did have the opportunity to fuck a local that I feel like would have ended in me being murdered. I was walking back from the bar at like 4 o'clock in the morning and a street-level sex worker asked me if I wanted a 50 rand blowjob.
What, 50 rand? 50 grand?
Rand.
Rand?
That is the South African currency.
Oh, what's the equivalent in dollars?
13.5 rand to the dollar.
I can't do that kind of math.
Like $4, sir. Like, it's a $4 blowjob. Like, this would have ended in me being murdered.
Yeah, definitely. $4 blowjob is not good.
No. Like, that... When something is too good to be true, I also was not attracted to her. But on top of that, like, when something is too good to be true,
It is.
it is. Like,
It is.
I'm in a very crime-ridden other country by myself, drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm being offered what I would just probably lose on a daily basis for a blowjob.
Yeah.
This is where I get murdered. And I promptly turned it down.
Well, I mean, I've I've been there. Not that country, but I've been in like Spain and get proposed to by a prostitute from the streets. I took her up on the offer and went to some weird ass building, and like the building was just full of prostitutes fucking in rooms, and every floor it was a stairway that would go up, and every floor had an entryway. It was like a door without a doorway, not a door, and a guy sitting in a stool. And it was just a line of rooms, and each room has a girl in it. And she took me in and washed herself up, pulled out her paperwork. Like, look, this is, clean. I'm like, okay. And it felt so weird that I left. I was just like, you know what? I'm good. You're very pretty, but I'm going to go.
Wow, you made it all the way up to the plate and then just like fucking walked away.
I feel like I would have lost an organ. Just the way that it was, the way that the rooms were lined up, it felt very factory-like. Like this is just, they're churning out organs. You know what I mean?
No, they're turning out orgasms, sir. Oh!
I just, I've always had a little bit of, and it's trauma. It's all it is. It's trauma because I lost my virginity to a prostitute when I was like 14. I've told the story on other podcasts. I think I did it on the Rick Ingram, but basically my father took me to Cuba and asked me to like pick a girl that you want. And I was like, I don't know, the redhead. We're in Cuba.
Good call.
Yeah, I was like, we're in Cuba. There's one redhead, that one.
The one on the island.
Yeah, and brought her and like 3 other girls over, and he's like going all out. He has the knee-high socks with the American flag, and it says USA. He's got a wife beater with the American flag on. He's got a gold chain with a Jesus on a cross. No joke, about that big, just hanging from his neck, and a boombox blasting the Bee Gees. That's my dad in Cuba, and puts it down on the beach, puts it down, leaves, comes back with the girls. The redhead girl sits next to me. She's like, hi, I don't remember her name, started with a Y, Ulysses, whatever the fuck her name is. And, we hung out all day at the beach, had a blast, had food, hung out. I showed her my laptop. I'm like, look, I got a laptop. I'm 14 years old. You know what I mean? I'm like, check out my laptop. And we're sitting there and looking at pictures. He's like, wow. And then I have a picture that my dad took of me on the bed with the laptop and her bent over, and he takes the shot from the back, with her short shorts, and all you see is her ass. I'm like, good Lord, what a man. Anyway, he eventually, at the end of the night, we went out, we got drunk. 14 years old, got me drunk on rum, Cuba Libres, and dancing with the girl, whatever. We get to the hotel room. My dad gives me a key. He's like, this is yours. I'm like, what? Like in my head, I'm a little kid. I'm like, we're not staying in the same room? He's like, no, you got your own room, dude, with the girl. I'm like, oh. I don't know how this works. I've seen some porns here or there. Like, what the fuck? So we get to the room. I remember I lay in the bed. We both took a shower because I was gross from the beach and everything. We both took a shower, and we laid on the bed. I put the TV on. The lights are off. And she starts like, oh, I want a massage. I'm like, okay. So I give her a massage. She's like, now you get a massage. I'm like, okay. And she jumps on top of me, starts massaging me. And that's like, she just starts like thrusting up and down. And I'm like, are we fucking? Because I don't feel anything. You know what I mean? I told her straight up, I'm like, I don't feel it. Am I inside of you? And she was like, no. I'm like, well, then we'll fix that. I don't know what I'm doing. Help? And she positioned or whatever. And that was the night. But it just felt so weird and forced, and like, it wasn't a good experience. So after that.
Did you pop?
Oh, absolutely. But after that, any experiences that I had around prostitutes just never went well. It was the trauma.
2021, sir. They're sex workers.
Might be. I hate to be canceled now. Don't cancel me. I'm just old. I don't know words. I'm also like brain damaged, as we established earlier, and I have autism. So,
as he bumps the mic with his damaged melon.
Sorry, bro. No, it was my foot and your table. Sorry, and maybe my hat. Anyway, so I wanted to bring up something, but I feel like you had another story.
Oh, I was supposed to bring up chicken fingers for you.
Chicken fingers.
I do have a Cuban prostitution story as well, but
Oh, do tell. Chicken fingers might get me canceled or burned.
we'll definitely do chicken fingers then.
Bridge burned. Nothing, man. Look, I got the awesome opportunity to go hang out with Barnett, Josh Barnett, UFC legend. Sorry. Josh Barnett of Josh Barnett's Bloodsport from Game Changer Wrestling. We hung out and he had his show Bloodsport and I helped him out and we did, just ran around, did some errands and like put some stuff up on the walls and took care of Minoru Suzuki, who's like one of the coolest motherfuckers on the planet. And afterwards, like, hey, we're going to find somewhere to eat all together. We ended up at the Rainbow with Danzig. And I'm sitting in front of Danzig and Danzig's telling me, I ordered us some chicken fingers and marinara sauce. I'm like, cool. And, he started telling stories about Danzig, cool stories about, shows and crazy shit backstage I can't repeat. Mostly because I don't remember, but also because it was, it's private stories. I'm not going to share that. But yeah, he kept like when they finally were, oh, you got to try the chicken fingers with the marinara sauce. I'm like, okay. All right. I don't normally eat chicken fingers with marinara sauce, but sure, Danzig, I'll try them. And, it was fine. I was drunk. It was delicious.
The food at the Rainbow is delicious when drunk.
Yeah. The pizza was super greasy, but drunk. Amazing. So we had pizza. We had pizza and chicken fingers with Danzig, which is just, it blows my mind because, like, hey, I went to a dinner with Danzig. You would think of like, oh, would you guys get steak or a restaurant? Something fancy, some shrimp. And like, no, pizza and chicken fingers.
I think that's more appropriate. I think that is much more fucking appropriate.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's Danzig. I mean, what can you say? He's a cool dude, though. I had a blast. I'm blessed that I get to do these crazy fucking things, man. I don't know how it keeps happening. I really don't. I don't.
So we're full circle to your imposter syndrome.
There it is. Yeah, no, for real though. Like if somebody were to ask me to teach them how to, Jesus Christ, dude, I need to just stop moving. If someone were to ask me to teach them what I'm doing, I can't. I don't know how, you end up backstage at a venue that because I think I do know the podcast great. Yeah. But I don't know how I got to this point.
It's intangible. I mean, like, it's just you meet people, you become friends with people. Like, it's a really weird path for me too. Like,
yeah, I mean, you're here with me. I mean, I'm sure you're starstruck.
Super duper. Like, you're a guy who hit me up on the internet to do the podcast.
Hey, bro. I was all wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. I had no idea what I was doing.
Before you surpassed me. Like,
no, yeah, now I'm like above you. Like, that's why I don't come here. I'm just kidding.
That's why. No. That's why I've never been on your show.
Right. No, well, I feel like it would be detrimental to both of us if you were to come on my show.
Wow.
I feel like we will get arrested if you come to my show. Both of us.
Oh.
I feel like for some reason your show is passing through the radar because there's a lot of shit going on in your show. I don't know how you're passing through the radar, but I feel like if we do my show, we're both going to jail. Or something.
Perfect. I'm in. I'm a Jew. I got a good lawyer.
Oh my God. Are you really Jewish?
No, I just claim it on the internet so the anti-Semites could just fucking yell at me on YouTube.
Cool. I mean, I've always been fascinated by it. I live in a very Jewish heavy neighborhood right now. Like every Saturday, it's the whole flock. I see them every day. Down the street. And I worked with his name was Ira, and he had the curls, and he was enormous. This dude was like 700 pounds. It was insane. And I remember talking to him like, "Hey, what are you eating? I'm really like, what's going on? I thought kosher was like healthy,
Beef is still kosher, man.
Yeah, I guess. But the thing is,
so is cheese.
Apparently he was eating one meal a day, and it was like this enormous meal. I'm like, that's why, dude, you're all fucked up. You need to have your metabolism moving a little bit at least. But anyway, I asked him a bunch of questions about it because it really intrigues me. Religion intrigues me. I never want to follow any of them, and I never want to be a part of any of them. But I want to hear about it because it's crazy that you guys that's what makes sense to whoever it makes sense to. I
mean, it doesn't make sense to me unless we're in a fucking meeting with a fucking agent.
Is that what it is? Can I pass as Jewish? No.
No.
I mean, how about Muslim?
Yeah, that might work these days. There is a lot of Saudi money in entertainment these days.
That's true. That is true. I feel that I'm a Cuban in LA pretending to be a Mexican. That's where I'm at. I feel it's just easier to be Mexican while I'm here.
Is that why the hat's turned up?
Yep. I get the hat up, What a fool. Like, that's what I say now when I see my friends at the Comedy Store. What up, fool? I'm not Mexican. But, it's just easier here in LA. If you want to make it by, get some good food at 2 a.m, the best way is just pretend you're Mexican. Yeah. I know the language. I know what I got to say. And I can say it with a good enough accent that it sounds real. So let's go.
Yeah, that's white people are like, there's different Mexican accents. Yeah.
Yes, there's different Mexican accents.
There's definitely different Spanish accents.
I mean, if white people are going to call me Mexican, I might as well pretend to be. I got yelled at in Manhattan Beach. I've said this in the fucking podcast too, so I'm not going to say it again. But yeah, I've been yelled at, racial profiled as a Mexican so many times since I moved here that it's just easier to pretend that I am. Be like, orale! Like, fucking go back to Mexico! Orale, way!
Pinche way!
Pinche gringo! Anyway, I'm being racist. Don't cancel me. I'm allowed to say it. I'm brown, If African Americans have the N-word, I can have, making fun of Mexicans.
According to Cypress Hill, brown people have the N-word too.
So that's a toughie. I've had that conversation with a few people. And I used to, in Miami, say it all the time because it was part of the culture. It was just, that's how we communicated. And nobody can deny that. Any of my homies from Miami, they know. We said it a lot. Maybe you don't say it anymore, but we used to say it a lot. And I remember when I moved out here, it was still a problem. I remember moving out here and making a post about Poison the Well being in town. I was like, oh shit, my are in town. And, that was just my reaction to say that. It wasn't like a racist thing. And then I get a text from like my boss, like, did you just say the N-word on Facebook? I'm like, yeah.
No, I typed it, asshole.
Yeah, I typed it out. What's the problem? Like, yeah, we don't do that here. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm from Miami. To me, that's normal. And they're like, yeah, it's not normal. It's a racial slur. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not offending anybody. I was talking about my boys that are coming to town, Also, I have African in my blood, so stop talking to me. I don't know. And my wife doesn't want me to claim the African. I'm like, it's Cuban. Cuban is Europe and Africa. That's it. That's what we are. I have nappy hair. I'm not white. I mean, I'm light-skinned, but I'm not... I'm not fucking Roy Rogers over here. You know what I mean? I'm not Matt Slayer. See, that's white too.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fucking white. Even though Tom Araya is not white.
Yeah, if he's not going by Tom Slayer.
Why? I'm well aware.
But yeah, that's some white ass shit. Naming yourself Tom or Matt Slayer, Tom Slayer. That's gonna be my new band.
Tom Slayer.
Yeah.
It's like Tom Sawyer and Slayer.
Yeah, we'll only do Tom Sawyer songs. Like the lyrics are all about Tom Sawyer.
And we're Jim.
No. Dude, I had a name for a band that I thought was amazing, and I haven't done anything with it. I've tried. I've written some music for it and everything, but I have a name. I want to name my band. I want to have a band called Horses Are Kryptonite. I'll give you a second.
And is it about like white chicks?
No. So what happened to Christopher Reeves?
Oh.
Horses Are Kryptonite. That was going to be the name of the band. But I've been advised by numerous people to not do that, but I don't care. I think it's fucking genius as a name for a band. A punk band should take it. If you want it, you can have it. Just call me up first, though. I own all the websites and stuff, so it's cheap. I'll do it cheap. But if you want it, you can have it. Let me do a guest spot on the album, and then we'll be good, I think. Anyway, Matt, I'm trying to sell a TV show.
What about?
A travel show where...
Why is everyone I fucking know be like, I want to host a travel show? Like, you were like one of 5 friends trying to sell a travel show.
Yeah, but I'm one of your 5 friends that has actually traveled and can make that show happen.
I've probably traveled more than you have, shit.
Maybe. I don't know. In the States?
45 states.
Yeah. Look, man, point is, I have a certificate that proves that I can talk about beer professionally. So I want to use it, and I want to use it by visiting friends in different cities and going to a brewery with the friend, band member, artist, whoever the fuck guest of the podcast is. And then
not Matt Slayer.
Not Matt Slayer. And then, if it's a band, have the band do a collaboration beer with that brewery. And that's how they get their beer. Or if it's a comedian wants a beer, I'll take the comedian to a brewery, we hang out, meet the owner, and make a beer. That's the concept of the show. I have a pilot. I'm talking to some people, see what happens. But that's my main focus right now, is trying to get that done. And the advice that I've gotten from numerous people is just do it yourself.
I gave you that advice too.
Yeah, you said just do it yourself. Film it yourself. I don't have the equipment, but
you may know someone who does.
I may know somebody who does. And I have the contacts. All we have to do is coordinate time. That's all it is. We coordinate time and have enough gas money to get to where we're going. Because wherever we end up going, we're going to drink and eat for free. Guaranteed. Wherever it is.
They're going to regret that if I'm involved.
That's just how it goes, though. Like, when we get there, we get treated. That's just part of the deal. But I think there's legs to that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just full of myself. Who knows?
But many great things have come about on us being full of ourselves. This whole podcast came together because I'm full of my fucking self. So,
yeah, most podcasts are, I think. That's usually what it is, right?
Well, especially for like us straight podcasters. Like, I get when you're already famous in another fucking medium.
Sure.
You're like, I'm going to start a podcast because they're popular. We are fucking just podcasters.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I started podcasting with my buddies had his channel called the BitGen, and they would just talk shit while playing video games. It was a podcast while we were playing video games, and it wasn't Twitch streaming. It wasn't like, it was audio. I think there was video of like the game screen, but none of us were in the video. It's just a game playing with us talking shit throughout. And, it was fun. It was cool. I liked it. And it was just kind of what sparked it. Then like my other buddies had a show called Beer Bros and BS. And they were like, you're from Cigar City. Come on the show. And, we'll, talk as the rep of Cigar City. I'm like, sure, whatever. And I did that. And that kind of like, I feel like it feels good to be in a group setting, or even if it's just one-on-one, just having a conversation with people. It's sorely lacking in society right now.
I wholeheartedly agree. That's part of the reason I love this fucking medium.
Yeah.
Part of the fucking... Neither one of us have been on our phones for like almost 2 hours.
Exactly. And people don't have conversations. That's why we have so many people at, bumping heads. Everybody on either far left or far right. There's no middle ground. Everybody's over here. Team A, Team B.
Well, and even when you're Team A and Team B, they just are spouting their bullshit at the other side via the internet. There's not, like, I was talking to another guest about this. There's not enough fear of being punched in the face in this world.
I guess so.
I mean, people would slow their fucking roll on their shitty opinions if they had to worry about someone punching them in the face over it.
Hey, man, it's just, we tried telling people this. Beat your kids. They're like, oh, can't touch kids, don't hit kids. No, beat your fucking kids, because now look at what we got to deal with. We have a whole generation of people that never got beat as a kid, and this is what we got.
Well, I don't even think it's just not being beaten as a kid. I think it's the ability to hide behind a goddamn screen. Back in our day, you had to say some shit to someone's face or over the phone, and you still had to say it to them.
Yeah, but unless you got beat either by a parent or by, you saying, talking some shit and the guy punches you in the face. You know what I mean? Like real fights. How many fights have, people don't go and get into fights anymore. The more I see fights at fucking like sports games with drunk people throwing fists. Like, that's not a fight. Go have a fight. Let's talk then. Tell me about how your problems. Fuck you. And you're getting me all worked up, man.
That's what I do.
You're getting me all worked up. I'm a changed man. I'm 40. I'm relaxing. I drink tea now. I don't drink as much. I mean, I'm not used to. I'm not used to drinking as much as we're drinking right now. Not anymore. I'm married. I got a dog. I got a nice house. Not a house, it's an apartment, but a nice place where I'm living without a roommate, which is, to me, that's success in LA.
No, you're living with a roommate. It's just a roommate you fuck.
Correct. But we used to live with a roommate. Like we moved on away from that, which is so great.
Did you fuck that roommate too?
No, he was unfuckable. Eric, you are unfuckable.
Full last name and everything. You want to go social while you're at it
I'll
too?
give out his middle. Eric, I think it's unfuckable, dude.
Cold-blooded.
He's my best friend. I mean, I tell you, I wanted him at my wedding to be like Two-Faced, where he would have half a dress and half a suit and be both the bridesmaid and the man of honor, whatever. What the fuck you call that? Maid of honor and the best man? Best man. There we go. He was going to be both. And I wanted the full thing, makeup and hair did on the left, and then, manly cut with a beard on the right. But he failed even that small request from me. Unfuckable, useless Eric.
I mean, if you'd fucked him, he might have done it.
That's right. He always put it out there. I had a conversation with him once. He was like, I'm like, are you gay? He's like, I don't know anymore. Like he was just like, I haven't fucked in so long. I don't even know what I'm into anymore.
Eddie, you should have fucked him. You would have helped him make up his mind.
Right? Either
fine. He would have gone full gay or been like, yeah, that was a mistake.
Mostly that's the reaction everyone has when I sleep with them, except for my wife. That's why I married her. After her, she was like, she wanted more. I'm like, oh, got to marry this one. Because all the other ones are like running away in the other direction.
Back on the 40 and maturing thing, I realized I have become a slightly more mature adult. I decided that I was not going to get into a fight with someone that I was recently fucking who just said some shit to me like, I want to fight you over this. Verbal, not physical, obviously.
Personal growth.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that I didn't have the fight in my head last night while tossing and turning in bed, because I normally, historically, in those situations, fight. And it was just I just responded to her text I'm sorry you feel that way, and just left it at that.
Wow. You're an adult.
It really sucks. It really fucking sucks.
Now. You should get some adulty things too,
I have art. I have fucking framed art on my walls.
Yeah. That's adulty, I guess. I mean, it's also it looks like convention art, which is cool because I have it too. I'm not complaining. I have the same exact shit going on. But I mean adulty shit, do you have a tool set?
Yeah. I've had one of those since the 90s.
Okay, all right. You need to get one of those. You need to get an inflatable mattress just in case.
Oh, it's in the closet. Do you not realize this is a podcast studio / flop house at times?
Flop house, crack den. Last time I was here, there was a stack of porn on the balcony. That's the kind of place we're dealing with here.
I gave you a box of free pornography and you're knocking it?
I didn't take it.
Well, that was your fault. I offered it.
I left it. I didn't leave it on purpose. I was going to take it. But I was fucked up because we drank a whole bottle of Buffalo Trace at that point.
We certainly did. Then we knocked back some beers. And yeah, that was some heavy day drinking on the first episode.
Boy. Yeah, that was a lot. Like I said, I'm not drinking that much anymore, dude. It's weird.
Yet you're here.
Yeah, because I haven't been here in a while, and I missed coming here. We've hung out. We went to the wrestlings, and I think it was due time.
I also did not share what a colossal dick I am before we got to the wrestling match.
Oh boy, what'd you do?
Oh, the $5 tip. Did I not tell you about this?
Oh wait, I was there for that when we were at the food.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Brandon Bozio, as pictured on Eddy's shirt, apparently one of the bartenders at this eatery that we were at in Riverside despised him. Just fucking despised him.
I believe his excuse was she thinks I look like her ex-boyfriend.
This is what Brandon said. Yeah. Who knows? But she was living so rent-free in his head that I just decided to get up from the table, walk back to the bar, and tip her an extra $5. And then came back.
She was quite confused by your gesture.
No, she was super confused by it. It was amazing. She's like,
what's happening?
I'm like, my boy is just so fucking burned by how you treated him. Here you go. And Raina was so upset that I tipped her on that.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro? I thought you were having my side.
Sometimes you got to run with the bit, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's growing up in the wrestling world. It's a good old-fashioned ribbon. You got to get ribbed every once in a while. People forget, there is a thin line between ribbing and trolling. Not a fan of trolling on the internet. That's kind of stupid, but real life pranks and like just a little bit of good old fashioned bullshit like that.
That was worth $5 to me just for her confused look, Rainan's upset look, and I was still tripping at the time. So like,
that's true. I did feed you some high grade mushrooms from Ian. He is a doctor. No, he's not a doctor. He is a researcher of psychedelics for the UFC people, MMA people, and he hooked me up. So I'm just sharing the wealth, man.
You shared the wealth, and like a maniac, you handed it to me, and I ate them while we were on the 101.
Yeah, you're crazy. If I'm gonna do those shrooms, I got to make sure I got nothing going on the next day.
Yeah,
and these days it's just it's harder and harder every day, man. Like I keep filling up the plate because I figure either one of the many things is gonna tick or my heart is. So that's just how I go.
Here's the gamble. Here's the fucking gamble.
Here's the gamble. You just keep going until I can't anymore, and then hopefully I make it, or and there's no make it. Like I had that stupid shit in my head when I was younger and I was in a band. Like, oh, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna tour.
What is your idea of making it now? Like, what would be considered making it for you?
Leaving my day job, being able to pay my rent without having a job that I have to clock into 9 to 7 or 10 to 7, where my job is me, my stuff. I want to produce stuff. I'm down to work. I'm a hard worker, man. I work hard as fuck. But if I were to direct all that energy to just me, we would be doing shit. And unfortunately, because it's not paying the bills yet, I have to do a day job thing. And that takes away 8-9 hours out of my day daily, which could be going towards creating more shit. And I keep hearing it from all these people. That's all I do. I talk to musicians. I talk to artists. I talk to people that are doing shit. And all of them have the same advice. Just let go, bro. Just do it.
And be homeless, bro.
I'm like, yeah, but I got rent. I have a dog. My wife. What are you talking about? Like, I can't just do it.
Make your wife work harder, obviously.
Right, yeah. That's the thing. A lot of these people speak from a perspective of, privilege. And whether it's white or money, whatever it may be, like you have
both.
You have a privilege over me. I have no money. Like I come from garbage. The fact that I live where I live now and have what I have is a goddamn miracle. Okay? It's a miracle that I'm alive, first of all, because I've died twice.
Oh, Eddie, I hate to break to you. You're actually dead now. This is purgatory.
Well, that's a different podcast. We'll get Duncan Trussell on here and we'll have that discussion. But point is, I should be dead, and I've come from the worst conditions of garbage, upbringing, crime family, lying, nonsense, prostitution, drugs, violence, all of this bullshit. And I have a decent apartment in Hollywood with a lady that likes me and a nice dog, and we got some new TVs, and I'm like, what? Life is fucking good. But I want more than that. I want to be free from the chains of having to clock into someone, make somebody money and get pennies in return. Because that's what's happening. I'm working 10 hours a day for a company that's making millions of dollars, and I'm making barely above minimum wage. But I can't leave it because if I leave it, I have nothing. And I've tried applying in other places, and people talking shit. Oh, people don't want to work. Bullshit. I've applied in a bunch of places. No one's calling me. So I'll tell you, no one's hiring. They think they're hiring. They're pretending that they're hiring. They're not really fucking hiring. Either that or I'm just that unqualified, and fuck them. You know what I mean? What am I going to do? I think I'm pretty fucking qualified. I've done a lot of shit in my life, and I know that sounds cocky or fucking, anybody that really knows me knows that I'm not that guy. I'm not a douche in that sense. But I've been working for 40 fucking years. I'd like to not have to grind like that anymore. You know what I mean? Just grind for myself. I'm down to stay up 24 hours and pull an all-nighter as long as it means we're working on a project that's like really sick. I'll stay up for that. But if working for somebody else to make $1 million, billion, $1 trillion and I make pennies, like, nah, bro, it's not worth it for me anymore. And, it's my own fault for not doing more, I guess, going to college and finishing it. I went to college. I didn't finish it.
College is fucking overrated. College is fucking overrated. What the fuck would you have gotten out of a college education?
Bullshit.
Debt.
Debt.
More
bullshit.
debt.
Debt and bullshit. And, I left that school because they were teaching me advanced computing, and it was the person was teaching me how a mouse moves on your environment, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm out of here. This is not advanced computing. What are you talking about? So I quit, and they still charged the student loan that my mother got out, and that's how the whole credit thing happened. But like I said, now I'm on good credit. I've paid my bills, all of those years.
Now it's time to get some camera gear, dog.
Now's the time to get it rolling. I want to get a crew, though, man. This is one thing that my mental health has been really degrading in the last couple of years, and I figured it out without therapy. I grew up my whole life with a crew. And when I moved out here to LA, I kind of lost that. I have some friends, you, Rain, and a couple buddies. We meet up once a month, maybe. You and I barely meet up, but we've met up. We've met up more than most people anyway. And even that way, like I grew up with always having a crew. There was always 4 or 5 dudes in my band, my homies, and that's gone. And I feel like that's what's missing for the next step for the show, for my podcast. I need to build a crew. Every successful podcast I've seen has a crew. Every one of them. Rogan, obviously, he started with Red Band. He got his fucking young Jamie, fucking Bobby Lee's got a whole fucking army of people. You know what I mean? The Santino's got an army. Fucking Tom and Bert have their own army. That's what we need.
I even have an editor now.
You have an editor. Look at that. I don't have an editor. I have to fucking edit in my underwear in my living room.
I mean, this is as of like an episode ago. The episode that went out today is the first one my editor took on. So
that's what I'm saying, though, man. I feel like there's a few people like us that are doing this or trying to do this. And we can build, I think that's my next big step, is that I want to build a network or something.
I talked to you about that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, you told me you had some people you were talking to, but it didn't really, like...
You were like, what? Why would we do that? You were skeptical at the time.
I was skeptical, but that's the way to fucking do it, because trying to cling on to someone else's success is not going to really do it. Like, you have to just build it yourself. Unless you're really close to someone who makes it big. Like, look at what's going on with Tony. And, say what he wants to say. He left to Austin because of Joe Rogan. That's just hands down. And I don't blame him, because I would do the same fucking thing. If my best friend, hey, man, I'm going to Texas and come with me and we'll fucking tour.
Hey, if a dude who liked me and we were acquaintances made $100 million and is like, yo, I'm going to put you on in Austin, I'd be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will not go to Austin. Fuck you guys who tried to get me to go there. I will not go to Austin for opportunity. Fuck you.
No.
Because that definitely happened during the pandemic. Like, dude, move to Austin. There's opportunities here.
No, there isn't.
Oh, I'm sure there's some. But guess what? I am too fucking old and too fucking established in this town to move somewhere for opportunities.
Yeah. If you're moving somewhere, it's because you already have it on lock.
Right. Or a salary.
Yeah. Some kind of money's coming in consistently. And even the freelance type of shit like you did. Like
shit.
Will do. But I'm saying moving to Vegas, I need health insurance for that to happen. Like, you want me to move to Vegas? Are you covering my health insurance?
The salary I was initially offered would have happily covered my health insurance.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the thing. So I would have probably done that move then if the money made sense. But the money's got to make sense, dude. And Austin doesn't make sense to go over there and do the Hollywood homeless bullshit.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. In Austin, the people who tried to convince me about Austin was literally like, oh, we're probably going to open a podcast studio at some point. There's opportunities here. No,
there isn't.
When I moved to Vegas was a potential job offer that turned into a trial after the fact.
Yeah, that was stupid, dude. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Hey, guess what? It makes for great stories that I didn't sign an NDA on.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
The one time I'm like, am I supposed to be signing an NDA? I was told, oh, don't get cocky. I'm like,
don't get cocky.
Like, you do realize I'm a professional podcaster and I talk about everything.
Don't get cocky, kid.
Like, you want me to sign an NDA because I will just talk about shit at some point.
Yeah, you don't want these stories out. I mean, I've heard stories. I don't know personally because I've never been there, but I've heard stories about that crew. I've heard stories about the Marilyn Manson crew. That, he's in hot water, but rightfully so. I mean, I've heard some fucked up shit. I'm not going to say who told me, but I mean, from what I understand, Manson had again, allegations.
Allegedly. Don't sue me.
Allegedly. I didn't say this. This was told to me at a show. I'm not going to say who said it. Just saying somebody shared with me that Manson, and this is somebody who was on his crew, had a cage with like a litter box and a fucking saucer of milk for the girls to pretend to be cats. That doesn't shock me at all. Like
nope, not at all.
It's Marilyn Manson. Like I get it. What he did was fucked up. However, how are you surprised? How are those ladies falling for this? Like, you know what you're getting into. It's Marilyn Manson. He's not a secret. Like,
well, apparently he loves Jesus now, but
no, he does not. The same way, fucking. I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck. You ain't Jesus, son.
No, he's the Church of the Quick Tax Write-Off.
Seriously, man, what is this bullshit? And
but
let's not get into Yeezy.
No. But man, the whole thing. I never want to get to the point where like I'm surrounded by so many yes men, like where you could just be that fucking crazy to people and like, yeah, it's cool. Like,
yeah, that's not good. That's the when you go too far with power.
Well, and because so many people's careers are based around just telling you yes.
We're watching it happen to Rogan. Because I'm sorry, and I still have mad respect for Rogan. He is a revolutionary. He has changed the podcast game, and I'm a big fan. I really am. And it's just been unfortunate, some of the things I've been shown lately. People send me clips, and I'm like, what? What happened? And it's the fact that, he's got an army. He's got people around him all the time. He's got a giant warehouse where he fucking shoots archery, people taking care of all his business. And those are yes men. And that's what happens. You lose touch. You start to lose it. I mean, it's not his fault. It's just what happens when you get to that size.
It is. I once told a group of like old school friends, like before I started doing anything entertainment, like, if I ever demand you call me by my stage name, like in private, punch me.
Can I punch you when we get out of here? Because you just did that to me.
This is not a private setting, dickhead. And not only that, you called me by my legal name.
Oh, your government name.
My government name. Like, thanks for like potentially like getting me doxxed into a place where I bring porn stars all the time. Like, thanks.
My bad. I don't think about those things. You got to forgive me because I don't think about those things.
You're like, I just interview fucking musicians remotely, so I don't have to worry about anyone trying to come to my house to like fuck with my recordings.
No, I have a VPN.
You're like, I got a VPN. We just talked about the thousands of dollars of gear that are happening around us.
Yeah.
Why don't I tell people where they can find it, Matt?
Actually, the door was wide open.
I left it open for you. I left it open for you.
Yeah. I'm brown, dude. I don't know how you trusted me. I could have stolen all your gear. You wouldn't have known. And then I would have taken it in my car and then come back and knock. Like, what's up, dude? Whoa, where's your shit? That's the brown in me, dude. It still pops its head every once in a while. I'll see myself like I'm living the clean life.
You grew up in Florida. You do realize guns are a thing, right?
Oh, I know. Yeah. I know. But here's the thing. I also grew up around crime. So like my base reaction is always theft. The second I walk in, ooh. And I used to act on that feeling. Now, since, after situations happened, I don't. I immediately go the other direction. I try and live a good life. My wife is one of the nicest. Like, she does shit where I'm like, you're a pussy. I tell her straight up, I'm like, you shouldn't be doing that. But I'm fucking around. But she's a good person. She's making me better because otherwise my brain would immediately go to theft. Like, every time I go to my building, I've gotten robbed in the building a couple times. Not personally, but just like they'll steal my packages. And every once in a while, I'll walk in, I see a package, I'm like, I don't want to fucking take it because he took mine. And then my brain goes, I'm going to just take it. I see it. It's coffee. I know it's coffee. It's from Blue Coffee. I'm going to fucking steal that shit and drink that coffee. And then I just go back upstairs and I don't do it.
Well, and that's being an adult, not acting on it. Because believe me, I've definitely walked by some packages that said like B&H or Andorama. I'm like, that's camera gear. I could use that.
Yeah, dude, it's so hard, especially when it happens to you. Like, because I got packages stolen, I feel like I'm entitled to steal a bag. I'm owed one package, please. But no, it's an interesting thing. Just being able to grow up to the point where you can actually think about your decisions before you do them. The whole maturity thing we were talking about. Like,
I know, I kind of fucking hate it. Part of me wanted to fight with that girl when she just said shit that was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is your beef? This is why we're not hanging out anymore? This is your beef? Really? Part of me really wanted to fucking fight. Part of me really, really wanted to fight. And then I'm like, I've just had a couple orgasms with this girl. I'm not that emotionally invested.
yeah, I mean,
But my brain is a
as
fight.
you get older, you get away from them. I mean, I personally myself, like, I used to get way more angry about all things. And now, I mean, I still get upset every once in a while. It's not, and then especially with the pandemic lockup and shit, you get more pent up aggression. But yeah, it's not worth it at the end of the day. The work for me personally, I think I'm just over it. You know, my wife tells me every once in a while, she's like, you know, I worry sometimes you go out so much. Like, maybe, what if you cheat on me? And I'm like, I just, it's so much work to cheat on you. Like, obviously, the number one reason is I love you and I don't want to cheat on you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'll never cheat on you. But also, I'm just really, it's so much work. It's so much effort.
And see, most female comics aren't that hot.
Right. And it's just, having to hide messages and the phone and the deleting and the running around.
You never want to blow up your life for a downgrade.
Right. And I have like no money. So like, wow, I gonna take you do what? All my money goes to bills so that I can live here. So every, the rest of the money, I can't have money to take some fucking side piece to go have dinner. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why you get a side piece that makes more and then they take you out.
Oh, that's the trick? No, okay. Well, let's not air this then. Timestamp. I'm just kidding.
Just put that in there. Like,
just a little timestamp right here. No, I'm just kidding.
This is why I hang out with successful porn stars, because they make more money than me.
All right. I guess it makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I would, if I was a single, I would live that life, but I don't. I'm good. I'm happy. I really am. I gotta say, I'm happier now than I've ever been in terms of my home life. Mental health with the whole world falling apart, that's a whole different thing.
I mean, we're fucked. We're absolutely
fucked. I'm just ready. Just plug me in already. Just fucking put me into the goddamn meta, whatever. Just.
Oh, God. Could you imagine your whole reality ruled by Zuck?
Yes, it would be very robotic. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. We can't fight that. It is the future.
I know, you could just die.
Well, I'm going to die. That's for sure. Everyone's going to die, but
not it.
I mean, I'm good too. Like, I think I've made peace with the fact that if I die, great, I'm good. I have had it all. I'm all right. But I'm also kind of curious about getting plugged into some kind of infinite universe.
Well, the problem with getting plugged into an infinite universe is you still die.
Yeah, I don't care. My body sucks, dude. Like I said, I have a hard time getting out of bed. My knees hurt. My back hurts. My neck hurts. I'm all fucked up. Fuck it. Why do I need a body for it? It feels like extra baggage. It's kind of like the evolution from DVDs to streaming and Blu-rays to streaming. I have a collection of 400, 500 Blu-rays, but why? And I can just go to beep and
guess what? Until they fucking lose the fucking rights for that and it just disappears from your fucking library.
I'll find it. I've never had trouble.
I'll pirate that shit.
I pirate all the fucking time. Whenever it's something I can't find, if I put effort in to try and find it, not available here, not available here. I can't buy a DVD anywhere. I'm fucking finding it online somewhere. Don't worry about it. I got it.
I mean, that is the problem with the cloud and just all digital media. Hell, speaking of Rogan, they quietly pulled a bunch of his back catalog.
Yeah. Well, don't say stupid shit.
I mean, also for $100 million, you could pull all of my back catalog.
Yeah, take whatever you want, man. I don't give a fuck.
Right? I'll say other weird shit in the future. I'll probably repeat some weird shit. If you're a long time listener to the show, you have probably heard me repeat some weird shit multiple times.
Absolutely. I've heard you repeat multiple shit, and I don't listen to every episode you put out. I listen to a few. Not all of them, though. I don't even listen to my own episodes, dude.
No one listens to their own episodes. After you edit it, why the fuck would you go back and listen to it?
Do you listen to podcasts?
Oh, yeah.
Who do you listen to?
A lot of Legion of Skanks, actually.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't know how to take that.
Louis J. Gomez and Big J. Okerson. Yeah, they're cool dudes, you know. But it makes sense because they're into the grimy sexual stuff like you, which is cool. I mean, I like it too. I like this Legion of Skanks. I want to go to Skankfest one time.
I went to Skankfest in 2018. It was a lot of fun.
I want to go. Not this year. Like the year that has passed.
Yeah. Well, the one that like people were talking about having breakthrough cases from Skankfest South. So
yeah, no thanks. I'm not ready for that kind of travel yet. I'll go to Austin. I want to go to Austin. I think that's part of my plans.
Let me know when you're going to Austin. I'll roll down there with you.
I'm gonna try and go. I can't really talk about it too much, but I am working on something that will require a press cycle that will lead us to Texas. And the plan is to do Kill Tony and potentially, do the fishing to see if we can get on the JRE. But that's, whenever the thing gets announced, we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
But, that's the thing. I have a lot of little things like cooking. Nothing's popped off yet, but, little by little. I mean, the podcast has popped off. I think it's doing okay.
No, you're doing well.
And I'm just having fun, and it's getting more fun. I'm actually breaking more. Like I don't care about the fucking press cycles. I get it that sometimes that's the only way to get a hold of certain guests is if they're promoting a new project or a new album or a new book. That's usually like when they're on the road doing these types of things. But I want to address it for like 5 minutes and then let's just talk. Let's just have a conversation. And the last few episodes have been really fucking deep in that sense to me, where we will break down certain topics really detailed. And I need more of that. I want more of that because the press cycle shit, it cut it in the beginning. It's an easy way to get big name guests if you're, promising to talk about the project. The PR people love that. So it's helped, and I've had a lot of. I work with like 4 or 5 different PR ladies that all do a great job hooking me up with some of the people. But it takes a lot of emailing, a lot of Instagram messaging, a lot of hey, I'd love to have you on the show, and then get ghosted, and then like 3 months later they respond like
because they have something to fucking promote.
Right? Like, oh, hey, yeah.
Welcome to being a real podcaster.
Yeah, I'd love to. It's like, yeah, of course, but I'm happy doing the show. I think it's fun. I'm going to keep doing it, but I do want more. Like I said, I want to do the travel show. I have other, like I said, the books. I wasn't fucking around with the books. I have 2 novels, 1 book based on the podcast and 1 book based on an autobiography bio thing bullshit. On top of all that, I've got other shows that I've written, animated show for Jack of All Trades. There was Punisher Patrol, which is a skit show that I wrote that I wanted to put out there. So I have all these things that I've been putting in the bank, and I've got to like get them out there.
You just got to execute on them.
Yeah, just get them out there, put them out, because a lot of times, like what I'm doing now is trying to sell this travel show when the best idea would be to just fucking do it.
Yeah, just fucking do it.
Just fucking do the show, put it out, like I've been doing with the podcast. And that's it. Because if I wait for somebody to come in and give me some money, it's not going to happen.
Well, and the thing about it is they may inflict their vision upon you because it's their money.
That too. They want to, but I'm okay with selling some of these projects though off.
Well, I mean, one of my other buddies who was all about doing a travel show was like, "Oh, I'm going to do it my way, or I'm not going to do it." I'm like, "Why aren't you doing it yourself?" Well, I don't want to do it that way. I'm like, you're an unproven commodity,
right?
Like,
right.
Why is Netflix going to hand you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to do this? You're an unproven commodity. Just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it yourself.
I will say, I'm very thankful. I think the numbers are good. I don't know anything about numbers. I'm not a smart guy. But I will say,
that's why he keeps doing this show.
When I see the numbers, when I do occasionally look into the analytics, it looks good. It's always green. It's always up. It's a lot of numbers. I think that looks cool. I guess we're doing something right. So best I can do is just keep doing it and try and put myself out more in like this, like coming out here to do this. Monday, I'm doing Peaked with Frank Castillo of Roast Battle. in the Comedy Store.
Roast Battle fucking champion Frank Castillo.
That's right. I'm going to do his podcast called Peaked, and he's going to make me smoke dabs. And I just smoked a joint, and you saw how fucked up I got. So the dab is going to be a problem. I'm worried about it. I'm Ubering over there. I'm not going to drive. But yeah, I figure putting myself out there like that helps grow the brand.
100%. 100%.
And that's the point. I think I want to grow a brand. I think RRBG has brand potential. I stole the CBGB's logo. That's what the RRBG logo is. If you look at it, it's CBGB's. We can rebrand. That's fine. But I think the concept of RRBG makes sense. I think it's something that's not available. There's people trying to do it. They're not doing it right. I am calling out. No, I'm not going to call out any other podcast.
You're right fucking here, man. That's fucking a pain. Ouch.
No, I'm going to say, like, there's, I'm not unique in terms of on the outside. Like, as a person, if you were a person going to a store that's selling podcasts and they're just on the shelf, what I'm doing is not unique in terms of content. When you look at the descriptor, Eddy talks to celebrities or musicians or whatever. Like, there's 1,000 of those. I'm not doing anything new and exciting. But the way I do it, and also the idea that I have of having the collaborative beers happen on the travel show or whatever, I think that's something. I think that could be something that no one else is doing.
I don't disagree at all.
So help me make that happen, folks. If you're watching right now, come see me. Check out the podcast. Go to my Instagram. Go to the Patreon. Well, hit me up if you have some kind of talent that you can put to work. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess we're going to call last call if Eddy's just doing his plugs.
No, we're going to keep talking if you want. But I wanted to just plug. I feel...
Well, it actually is about that time, Eddy.
It's about that time?
It's about that time.
All right, let's wrap it up. I do have one thing. We have to chug a beer.
Okay, we can chug a beer.
All right. One more tea for the beer. I'll go grab the beer if you want to talk to the audience.
I mean, I don't want to talk to the audience. Fuck the audience. Why are you here still? It's been 2 hours and fucking 10 minutes. Why are you still here? Don't you have anything better to do?
I gotta go home with my wife. You should have kicked me out sooner.
Eddy's gonna be sleeping on a couch because you're still here.
I'm not sleeping on no couch.
Eddy apparently forgot how podcasting works and is talking off mic.
I am not sleeping on the couch.
Eddy, I'm fucking up Eddy's home life.
Look, here's what's gonna happen, dude. We're gonna shotgun this fucking beer.
Oh, let's not actually shotgun it because we have a lot of expensive gear around, and I do not want to
fucking pussy. Anyway, check out the Rock and Roll Beer Guy beer. It's available now at Gorilla Mall. It's the only location in California that has it. It's the I Don't Really Listen to Podcasts Modern American Lager. It's a collaboration I did with Cosmic Eye Beer from Nebraska. There's yours. And this was part of the Vox and Hops, which is the aforementioned other podcasts that are doing things similar to me. Vox and Hops is doing that. But he's done it the right way by reaching out to me, being like, hey, man, you want to be a part of this thing I'm doing? I'm like, fuck yeah. Amazing. I'm all about that. There's other podcasts doing what I'm doing. Don't reach out. And they don't want to collaborate. That's fine.
No one wants to collaborate with me.
Yeah, there you go. So I finally got something like this to happen, a beer of my own. I take great pride in this. And
I'm not drinking the shit. 4%. 4%.
That's why I say shotgun, bro.
4%.
So I say shotgun. It's a shotgunner. We're not going to shotgun it here. I don't want to ruin your fucking equipment. But
I love that he's like, I don't want to ruin your equipment. Like, hey, can I use your equipment for some shit?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin your equipment that I'm going to use. So let's just chug it normally. Just pop it open. But anyway, I do want to take this time. I'll give you one thing. I am going to make more beer with Cosmic Eye. It's happening. We're doing an IPA. So
cheers.
Cheers to you, brother.
Where's the fucking Matt Slayer fucking whiskey is the question. Oh my God. It's not actually bad.
It's a little tart. I don't know if it's supposed to be a little tart.
Have you never drank your own beer before?
I have, but it's a little more citrusy than normal. I think it's because I've had this for a bit. This is a little older now.
You brought skunked beer to my house?
This is the last cans. I couldn't get proper distribution, so I had Sam ship me some of these cans over for me to share with folks. But the next one will have proper distribution. I've at Knotfest, I met a distribution company. They were super cool. So Hardyhood, shout out to them. Hopefully I'll make a beer, and then Hardyhood will send it to everybody. And that way people can drink my beer. And that's the goal, man. Just make more beer, make more podcasts, have fun, do cool shit, knock on your table. And, I hope you and I do more work together. I feel that we can, and I think we can take over this fucking shit.
Oh, my God. I don't work.
I work a lot. And not.
I don't work at all. Come on.
And not just on the podcast. Like, I have a day job, and it sucks. Get me out of my day job. It doesn't suck. I love my day job. I'm not.
You're like, whoa. They follow me on socials. Fuck.
I haven't said the name, but you can figure it out if you.
I mean, they know. They know.
But I like my job. It's just, you understand. I have a dream.
Mark that for editing.
Timestamp.
Timestamp.
I have a dream. And I think they know that. They see what I'm doing. I have a dream. I want to make it happen. I want to be able to bring cool shit to everyone. I mean, Matt, you know. Hey, here's, connect with people. Here's Rainen. Here's this guy. Here. That's all I want to do is just make.
I think you've only sent me Rainen, but.
Well, yeah, maybe. You're welcome.
You inflicted Rainen upon my life.
You're welcome.
Or inflicted me upon Rainen's life. I don't know which one is worse.
Adam Woods, we'll get you with. We'll put you on with Adam Woods. He's a good friend.
I don't even know who that is.
He does MMA podcasting. You can do his show.
I don't know nothing about no MMA.
No, but you're like you're an actor. You're in adult films, and we'll get you on that show.
I really do need to. And dead serious, I actually do need to do more other people's show.
Yes, that's the key, man. That's why, look, and I apologize that you haven't been on my show, but
no, you're not. Don't lie to my don't lie to my audience.
I'm serious. I'm sorry you haven't been on the show, but I'm constantly moving. So unless you hit me with hey, can I come on your show? I won't even think about it. And because you're a homie, it's not because I don't think of what you're doing career wise. It's just I have here's a dude from Failure, here's a dude from Mastodon, and I'm just constantly I don't even have time to hang out with my wife. So whenever I have a moment, I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, oh shit, I should talk to Matt. And that's when I hit you up hey, can we please do your podcast? I just want to sit, and I don't have the time anymore, and I want to. So you just hit me up. Hit me up.
All right, I'll hit you up and be like, can I come do your podcast?
Please, what I do. Do to me what I do to you.
Well, to be fair, look, I did the second time you're on the show, I hit you up to come do the show.
That's true. That is true. That was pandemic times. I only agreed because I thought we were all going to die.
We still are. We still are all going to die.
I thought you said we already died. What happened?
No, I said you already died.
I've already died.
I'm quite alive.
So what's wrong with you that you can talk to ghosts?
Well, it's actually not quite a ghost. You're kind of plugged in, and I'm talking.
Am I undead?
Not in the traditional sense.
For real though, if I've died on paper,
no, you seen that Jake Gyllenhaal movie,
Donnie Darko?
No, Source Code.
I think I might have. I don't remember, but I think I might have.
Yeah, you're on the train right now. You're gonna keep.
Oh, right, yes, I did see that one. Yes. Okay, so no, for real though, think about it. If I have legally died, does that make me undead? What's my category? I died, and then I'm back. How isn't that undead?
No, that's alive.
Isn't that zombie?
No, that's alive still. That's
what's a zombie? What makes it a zombie then?
It's a reanimated corpse at that point.
But so am I. They brought me back with paddles.
Yeah, are you calling paddles magic?
It's electricity.
You're a fucking juggalo. You don't know how magnets or electricity work?
If how do they work? No, but I was brought back. That's my point. They brought me back. I was gone. Doesn't that make you a zombie?
No.
A flatliner? Could I call myself a flatliner in that movie
if you want to.
Was it Kiefer Sutherland?
If you want to call yourself Canyon's finishing move.
Who?
Canyon.
Canyon's finishing move is the flatliner?
Yeah.
I forgot about that one. That's my bad. Sorry, Canyon.
Rest in peace, Canyon. He's dead
sorry,
too.
Canyon. I'm sorry, dude. You flatlined. You finished your finisher. I don't know. I feel I'm not a normal human at this point though, because I have been through that. I feel there should be a category. Pansexual. Is that it? Am I getting it right?
Nope. I don't think that one counts either.
I just don't know. I don't know. I don't think I can't be a zombie because I'm not eating brains and I'm not mindless all the way. Anyway. Anyway, let's wrap it up.
I mean, we were trying to do that like 20 minutes.
Let's wrap it up. Everybody that's watching and listening, I apologize to Matt Slayer for not being on my show before. I also apologize to Matt Slayer for using his government name.
Which will not be in post, so.
Will not be in post, but just know that it happened and you missed out. Maybe it'll be a Patreon exclusive.
Fuck no, it won't. Fuck no, it won't.
Please catch me on Peaked, not outside. Catch me on Peaked with Frank Castillo soon.
I love that you were plugging other podcasts on my podcast. I love that.
It's just me plugging myself. Plug me. Come watch me do things with Frank Castillo. Come watch me do things. Come hang out with me at the store. I'm trying to go.
No invite from me.
No, I'm the one getting invited. I'm being sneaked in. Come hang out with me at the store. I'm usually there for roast battle. I'm always hanging out with Joel and Chroma Chris because they perform there and they are gracious enough to invite me to hang out. So, come to the store. It's not dead. Everybody in Austin, LA's open. I keep seeing this on all the podcasts. Oh, what's going on in LA? Is it open yet? Yeah. We have shows.
Yeah.
Come hang out.
We're just like you. We ignore the fucking COVID's a thing.
Yeah.
Just like you, Texas. Just like you.
We are open.
But guess what? We can have abortions unlike you.
That's right.
I can raw dog in the state.
That's right. That is goddamn right. Come hang out. We're open. The Comedy Store's open. The Improv's open. The fucking venues are open. I've seen my favorite bands this year. Between the Buried and Me, Every Time I Die, Mastodon, Opeth. I've been to a bunch of fucking shows. Knotfest. Going to Decibel next week. I want to watch fucking Converge play Jane Doe in its entirety. That to me is amazing. So I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, is California open? Yeah. Yeah, Texas. Go fuck yourself. I'm not going to Texas to live ever. I'll come hang out and party with you guys 100%. I'll bring some weed. I know you can't get any while you're there.
Fair enough. Eddy, since we're actually going to call last call, where can they find you on the things? I don't know why I'm holding the mic like this, but I am.
Stop caressing the mic. Oh. And you can find me at RRBG. You can see the stolen CBGB logo right there. I also have business cards with that same logo in the front. I made these the other day at Target, and they forgot to charge me for them.
You just gave your phone number out on camera.
That's fine. Call me. I'm fucking bored. I have nothing going on.
That's why he's here.
That's why I'm here. I got nothing going on. I don't have a day job. But no, for real. Follow me, RRBG Podcast, at RRBG Podcast. If you want to be a fucking weirdo and follow my personal account, it's at Paravu, and it's just me, pictures of me and my dog. And more stuff from the podcast.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, it's not exciting. I put more effort into the RRBG podcast. Follow that. Down to Hatch Pod, DTH Pod, on Instagram, at DTH Pod. There's a new show I'm trying to start with Joel Jimenez and Chroma Chris. We have it all written out and agreed to it. We're just trying to find a place to do it. We were going to do it at the Comedy Store. Shit got weird with the pandemic. So it's kind of like up in the air, and we're trying to find a spot. We might just do it at Van Corona's spot, which is 4933 Productions. He's a photographer for the Comedy Store. He, great dude, good quality stuff. We might do the show from there. I don't know. Might do it from here. Fuck it. Hey, Matt, can we do a podcast here?
Sure.
There you go. We're going to do it here at Matt Slayer's. Either way, at RRBG Podcast, at DTH Pod. At Paravu for me personally. RRBGpodcast.com has all of the things. Patreon.com/RRBG.
He'll update it sometime this year.
I'll update it. There, like I said, there's some stuff there. I was on a lot of Adderall at Psycho. It was rough. So, I'm just trying to create stuff for you guys to have fun with and with me because I'm having a crazy little journey and I want other people to be a part of it. So come hang out.
Hell yeah. I feel like my podcast studio is more professional than other podcast studios at this point. It was just kind of fucked up because it's still in my apartment.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. So what I've learned is that you want to focus on whatever's in front of the lens. So as long as your shot is good, it doesn't really matter what's going on.
Well, I mean, that's why the whole curtain thing's happening.
There's not a whole lot going on elsewhere. All that matters is what's in here. So I need to work on that too, because my show is just all of my living room too, and I don't have any blackout curtains like you do. But yeah, you're doing it better than most people. Fucking, and I'll call him out right here. Jamie Josta of Hatebreed has the Josta Show, one of the most popular podcasts in the world. I love it. I love Jamie. I love Hatebreed. Dude looks like he's fucking podcasting out of his office with like zero effort. You know what I mean? Like, there's no production value, and that's fine if that's all it takes for him. He's a busy man, you know, touring with Hatebreed. But your production is better than Jamie Josta's production.
I mean, to throw a little more shade on another podcast, just for the hell of it, since we're doing it real quick, the official Pornhub podcast is not on video.
What?
Yeah, I've uploaded a couple episodes to Pornhub, and I looked at what other podcasts are on Pornhub. The official Pornhub podcast is audio only.
Why don't you reach out to them? Tell them you want to do their video podcast.
Because Asa's based out of New York.
Time to move to New York.
That's a hard fucking pass. That hard fucking pass is brought to you by... You can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. and Slayer on Facebook, twitch.tv/Matt F. and Slayer. You can get to the fucking Patreon, where we have a lot of exclusive content, not just podcast stuff, gaming and other random shenanigans that I make weird little videos sometimes.
He showed me some. They're awesome.
At patreon.com/Matt Slayer. You can find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter and Now We Drink _ on Instagram, because someone is still camping and Now We Drink. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers.
Whoever that is, fuck you.
Nah, she ain't my type.